cancel the season. We thought we ended racism. We thought we ended all the bad things in the world. That's why we decided to agree to start the NBA season back up. But evidently, there's still racism around. Bad things still happen to people. So now we've decided we're going to boycott the entire NBA season. That's what every single NBA player who is supposed to play today, Game 5 for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Orlando Magic, but now all the teams have boycotted. There will be no NBA games today because of racism. Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm having fun just watching the NBA just go up in flames, and they deserve it. This is what happens when your leader, LeBron James, is more worried about agendas and politics and Orange Man bad and worried about an election than actually just playing the game of basketball. No one is saying LeBron James can't have his opinion. No one is saying that the NBA players can't have their opinion, but NBA fans do not tune in to be preached to on that platform. This is exactly why I created an entire sports channel, because people on the Geeks and Gamers channel kept saying, shut the fuck up, Jeremy. Don't talk about sports on your Geeks and Gamers channel. And you know what I did? I listened to my audience. So it's not a big deal. Like I said, you can be upset about these things. You can want to bring more attention to these things if you want to. But ultimately, it's not about bringing attention to police brutality. It's about forming a narrative, because Donald Trump and the election is in November. That's what this comes down to. How's China doing, by the way, LeBron? How's China doing, by the way, LeBron?
Oh, wait. Let's see. I wish I had a basketball here so I could just say nothing and dribble. Or shut up and dribble. That's right. Shut up and dribble, because that's what LeBron does when it comes to China. And, Alexander in the chat says, well, there's MLB, NHL, and WWE NXT tonight. Yes, there is. And I'm guaranteeing that you're going to see a lot of people go watch those things instead of watching the NBA, because it is just getting so fucking tiresome. It really is. We've reported it here on this channel over and over, how badly the NBA ratings are doing, how the NBA ratings are consistently going down, but they keep doubling down. The players, they don't care. They're just going to do whatever they want right now. And to be honest, I think Adam Silver has a big problem on his hands, because he has given the players so much power to do whatever they want. And if he went and step on their toes now, he would be called a racist. He would say that he's not letting the players speak. But they are just pouring gasoline and torching their league right now. People are going away in droves.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, I was just having this conversation with a couple of my family members, but I have no interest in sports right now. Like, college football is my favorite thing, my favorite sport, college football. I have no interest in college football right now. And I'm still somewhat interested in the NFL, but that's fool's gold for me, because we all know that they're heading down the same path with all of the political stuff. And again, man, if you want to be politicians, go be politicians. If you want to talk about problems, if you want to talk about issues, then let's talk about problems and let's talk about issues. But the NBA players are not interested in actually talking about problems and issues. They're interested in repeating far left-wing narratives. They're not actually... If you say, hey, Jeremy, if an NBA player walks up and say, hey, Jeremy, I want to have a conversation with you about police brutality. And I'm going to be like, do you want to talk about police brutality, or do you want to talk about this narrative that police are only killing black people? And they're going to say, oh, I want to talk about police brutality. Okay, fine. Then let's talk about police brutality. Let's talk about police needing better training. And, in these circumstances, let's talk about that. But no one wants to talk about that. More white people have been killed in 2020 than black people by police. That's just a fact.
Say their names, Jeremy.
Yeah, say their names. Say their names.
Not one more.
Exactly.
Right?
But I don't hear that. I didn't hear LeBron upset about Tony Timpa or Daniel Shaver. I didn't hear him upset about that, because it didn't fit LeBron's little bitty narrative.
Exactly. So we got John Matrix, our man. John actually has a sports channel himself, Black and White Sports, over there with Rhodes Rants. For $10, says, I have not watched the Marxist NBA of China at all, and this just proves me they are hypocrites. No player said one word when David Dorn was killed, but they support career criminals. Exactly, John. And that's really what it is for all of us. I think that all of us can sit there and watch videos of things that happen and say, yeah, that's fucked up. I agree. That shouldn't happen. However, when those are the only things you're talking about, when it fits your narrative that you're trying to push, that you're trying to spin, and you don't talk about these clear things, it's hypocrisy. Plain and simple. And that's what so many of us are tired about, tuning in and getting preached to by the court, by the names on the jerseys, and by the announcers each and every game, including LeBron James. Every time he opens his fucking mouth, you hear about that. And it's so tiresome.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And again, does anybody really think LeBron James cares about these things? I mean, seriously, do you? Because he doesn't. LeBron James does not care about this stuff. LeBron James, I mean, again, we're talking about someone that made up a fake hate crime. He had his people make up a fake hate crime about people spray painting some horrific stuff on his gate, and yet there's no evidence of it actually happening. There's no evidence of it happening. And the mainstream media loved to talk about that story when it first broke because somebody said something mean to LeBron James and we got a report on it. And then when it was pretty obvious that, yeah, LeBron was making it up, crickets. Same thing with, what was his name? Michael Bennett. Remember Michael Bennett with the police brutality? Remember all that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, woke sports was just talking about that nonstop. Let's talk about Michael Bennett being abused by the police and all of this horrible things. And then the video came out. And suddenly the story went completely away. Now, again, am I sitting here? Is Ryan sitting here? Is anyone sitting here saying that, that there isn't a conversation that's be willing to have if you want to have a conversation about police? No, we're not dismissing that conversation at all. What I'm dismissing and what I feel Ryan is dismissing and what normal, logical, common sense thinking people are sitting here saying is that it's not isolated to any particular race. And when you introduce that into the equation, suddenly the same people preaching about this problem don't want to discuss the problem anymore because they don't actually care about the problem. This is not about police brutality. At least my argument is that this is about the people screaming about how much they care about it, don't actually care about it. Because when you present facts to them, suddenly they don't care about the problem as much as they claim they cared about it. All they care about is framing it in a certain way so they can continue to push this propaganda and this lie that America is an ist country. It's just not true.
Yeah. So let's hit a couple of these super chats. Then we're going to take you to the actual news now that you guys are rolling in. 500 people in the chat, and we'll show you what actually is going on today. Jay, real quick, says in the chat, combined with the Outkick guys, Clay Travis over there at Outkick the coverage. I'll be honest, we pay a lot of attention to what those guys do. We love Outkick.
I've always loved Outkick, yeah.
And they're awesome. So it'd be honored to do anything with those guys. But we have, go ahead, Jeremy, you gonna say something?
No, I've been a big fan of Clay Travis for a long time, and we obviously, we follow those guys. Whitlock's over there now, and they're killing it. If you guys want to put the word out there that we would love to collaborate with them, we would love to make that happen. I would love to have a conversation with Clay and Whitlock, and I really appreciate everything they do. So. Good stuff.
Absolutely. $5. Saroon of House Roundhead, my man, says, I was okay with players kneeling and wearing BLM shirts, but boycotting games is going way overboard. Can teams in any league now just boycott games? I don't know. Yeah. This has a lot of implications. Like the NBA has a contract with ESPN, TNT, all these guys that they will have games televised. So now they're boycotting these games. Are they going to postpone them? What exactly does this mean? We don't know yet. We don't know. We're going to wait, see if we can find out today.
The NBA has been in this position for a while now, and this has been building up. I mean, the players have more power in the NBA than any other sports league. So the players right now, like the league is reliant upon the personalities, which is not necessarily a bad thing, by the way. Personalities definitely make things more interesting. And I mean, you look at the NFL, where the NFL obviously is a player-driven league in a lot of ways. It's more so a team-driven league than a player-driven league. Even if you look at the biggest stars over the past few decades, you've got your Tom Brady's and your Peyton Mannings. You know, you even get, you had your small sample size of Michael Vick when he really had his big, few years there. But the league was never reliant upon one of these players. But the NBA has always been player driven. And back in the day, obviously, with the Jordan, Magic, and Bird, that was the heyday. But the players didn't determine how the league made their decisions back then. They didn't. Today, the players have more power and influence, and they run the league more so than Adam Silver. That's how I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like David Stern. A lot of players hated him because he had that control. Mm-hmm. But you look at what's happened to the NBA since David Stern stepped away. The ratings thing isn't necessarily isolated to this year. It's been happening for a while as players have taken more and more control, and it's really biting him in the ass. Jonathan Chavez for $5. I hopped on the UFC train because they're the only sport not bowing down to the SJW clowns.
Dana White.
Dana White's the man. Dana White tells it how it is. That's how he's ran his business, and that's one of the reasons UFC has become so successful.
Yep.
Paulie D for €5. Thank you, Paulie. Says we'll always have The Rock versus Stone Cold from WrestleMania 17. Words come cheap and easy to the filthy rich.
Yeah,
there you go.
17 is 17 the one, because they had two. They had 17, I believe 19. 17 is the one where Stone Cold turned heel, if I'm not mistaken. That was in Texas. Correct me if I'm wrong, Paulie D. Is that correct? And that is that 17 match. If we're talking about the same one, that was such a great fucking match. And the crowd, even though Austin was turning heel, the crowd was so on his side. It was beautiful. So yeah. Good call out on that one.
Absolutely. Now, Paulie D says for €2, why is the boycott happening right now? What a good question.
It's a great question, and I've got some information I can share for that, if that's okay, Ryan. Why is this boycott happening? Well, there's a brave and stunning individual named Jacob Blake. Who is Jacob Blake, you ask? Let's talk about who Jacob Blake is. Let's see. Jacob Blake, he also has a past charges of domestic abuse and a sex crime. There's a warrant for his arrest. BLM rioters are currently destroying the city to avenge his shooting. So you're supposed to respect women. Yet this person has on his record sex crimes and domestic abuse. But I guess you don't I guess you don't have to respect women anymore. Now, does this mean that this guy deserved to be shot? No, I'm not saying that at all. I am not. What I'm saying, though, is this person resisted arrest. And it's on a video showing that they could have potentially been, he could potentially be reaching for something else. He has a record. And it's a tragedy what we saw happen. I don't think there's any dispute about it. Nobody wants to see people getting shot and killed. Okay, I mean, the fact that we have to even qualify that, it really shows that we're talking to the nonsensical lunatics on Twitter. No one wants to see people getting shot and killed. That's just common knowledge. Obviously, we don't. Obviously, this man has a family. Obviously, it's sad. But the police officers have a family too, and they also have a job. And there is context that goes along with all of these situations. And all I continue to ask is, there's been over 200, and I've got the numbers in front of me. 215 white people have been shot to death by police in 2020. 215. 111 have black people have been shot and killed by police. So almost double of the amount of people that have been killed by police have been white over black. Why have I not heard about one of those situations? Why have I not seen any video to that? What are you screen sharing?
I am screen sharing. I don't know why this is up here. What's wrong thing?
I was like, what in the hell is that?
All right. What I'm screen sharing is breaking news. The Milwaukee Bucks have decided to boycott Game 5, a source tells Woj. Now, this started happening. We started hearing talks about this a while ago when it was said that there's a lot of people that are upset, a lot of people that are mad that this happened in Milwaukee. And right, like Jeremy said, this doesn't happen when a white boy's shot in the head by someone specifically because of his race. Doesn't happen when police brutality happens to someone else. But this case really got under the skin of a lot of NBA players. And a few minutes before the game, you have Ben Golliver saying both teams have cleared the court with fewer than 5 minutes left on the clock before Bucks and Magic. Protocol for how or when to declare a forfeit or postponement remains unclear. Bucks have expressed outrage over Jacob Blake police shooting in recent days. And then you have just like a hall of emptiness as the players refuse to come out for the game. And then just a couple moments later, you have Woj with the official. Bucks players made this decision in wake of the Jacob Blake shooting in Wisconsin, deciding they wouldn't leave the locker room. So it's not going to happen. And not only is this game not going to happen, but each and every game that was scheduled for today has been canceled, I guess. I don't know if it says postponed. So they're going to play game 5 later. If they play it tomorrow, it's not much of a protest, is it? That doesn't really mean too much if all you did was take one day and not play basketball. I don't know what the NBA's plan is going forward. This took all the executives. It shocked them all, right? They had no idea that this was going to happen. So I do not know what's going to happen to the NBA. They have a players meeting later tonight to determine the next steps forward because, like we said, the players do have all the power.
Yeah, man, I'm just curious. So, I mean, what is the number of people that, criminals that can be, killed? I mean, 0? What is the actual number? Because I've got the numbers in front of me right now. And in 2017, let's see, to 2019. So I'm looking at the numbers have gone down every year for, black men or black people that have been killed by police. So I'm wondering what the goal here is. What is the goal? So if no black people are killed, but a bunch of white people are killed by police, is that gonna end racism? Is that what we're looking for? Because again, LeBron James never talks about anybody but a black person that gets killed. And the mainstream media doesn't talk about it either, just to be clear. I have not seen one videotape. His name was Daniel Schaefer, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that got killed in the hallway by police a few years ago. Is that what it was? Daniel Schaefer, I think. Why was that video not just hit on rinse and repeat over and over again by the mainstream media? That was horrible. That was terrible. Why was it the 30-minute video of Tony Timpa put, on a constant loop by the mainstream media? Why? Because they don't care. Because it's not about what they say it's about. It's about continuing to keep people angry so you can keep them motivated to vote against Orange Man Bad. It's essentially what it comes down to.
Yeah, and you have a lot of people celebrating this on Twitter, a lot of blue check marks, actually, as I'm looking at this.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Pauly D for €5 says 17 was the heel turn by Austin in the Houston Astrodome. There it is.
Hell yeah. That's a great match right there. Absolutely legendary match. One of my top 10 all-time matches right there.
And then Kian Falhali for $5 says, didn't baseball stop playing in 94 in the playoffs? And how long did it take MLB to get its fans back? Is this worse? Who knows? That was a strike shortened season by Major League Baseball. This is obviously a different scenario than that, specifically because of the social justice aspects. But there's no doubt that they are driving people away. That. There's no hiding that is happening. And you can see the blue check marks. Stephanie Rule here says, think about the significance. The players are saying, without us, there is no NBA. Aaron Ladd, no hashtag NBA playoffs tonight. All by boycott. Historic day. Lincoln Smith, no NBA games until you arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, Eliza McClain, and paralyzed Jacob Blake would actually be quite a statement. So he's saying that they need to not play until all those people are arrested, I guess.
I would love for that to happen. I want them to not play NBA until every single thing that needs to be done by their standards is being done. That's what I want to happen right there. I mean, again, I give Ryan credit, okay, because this is a sports channel, and Ryan's been trying to cover a lot of the, stuff going on in sports. I have not once cared about anything going on with the NBA in this bubble. I just haven't really cared. I've watched a few of the highlights. I've not watched one game. But they're not going to. This is not going to. They're not going to recover quickly from this. I heard Clay Travis talking earlier, and he said, do you think there's a group of woke people that you guys haven't gotten into your sport? Like, is there like a group of woke people that aren't paying attention? So now that you guys have gone even woker, do you think that those people are going to go, oh, okay, now I'm convinced that I got to start watching the NBA because they've gone this woke? This does nothing but hurt your product.
The untapped rabid Antifa crowd. When they're not out in the streets, they're watching NBA. Evidently, that's what's going on here, I believe.
Yeah. And by the way, we had a conversation over on Uche's channel earlier, and Uche has a different perspective than this. He's actually working on a video right now that he's uploading to the channel about this story. And I don't know exactly what the context of what he's going to say is, but it is a slightly different take on this from a professional athlete standpoint. And so if you're interested in that, then, just be on the lookout for that. Uche will have a video that he's uploading to this channel later on. But I know you've got quite a few comments to get to, so go for it.
We do. You guys are blowing it up today. You guys are awesome. Sir Ruin of House Ron hit for $5. NFL teams might as well decide to boycott games if their team is not completely healthy and use BLM as an excuse to get rested and healthy. Listen, there's some people that are speculating, some of these guys, they may not all believe in the cause, but they just want a damn night off. And I wouldn't be surprised, because right now, if you don't stand up and say something, you get questioned. If you don't support this, it's exactly like Antifa surrounding that person in D.C. the other day with their fists raised, screaming at them to raise their fist. That's exactly what's going on in NBA locker rooms right now. We saw it happen with Jonathan Isaac. When he refused to kneel, he got lambasted by all of media, all of the NBA. Because what are you supposed to do? You're surrounded in that bubble, and you're going to piss off all your teammates if you don't go along with what they want you to do.
Absolutely. If you're just joining us, we've got over 1,000 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you all being here. We're talking about the NBA, and Ryan's showing his screen right there where we're all the blue check marks are celebrating. As Clay Travis calls them, the Corona Bros. The Corona Bros are just celebrating because they don't want sports. Again, the sports media has been overrun with people that just inherently hate sports. They don't even like sports. They're celebrating no sports being, happening. They're celebrating the season's coming to an end. They're celebrating the boycott of the NBA season. These people are fucking nuts. These people are fucking nuts, dude. Yeah. But this is sports media. This is your Jamel Hill sports media right here, and it's not going to end well for them, but it will for us. Will for us is getting us a lot of people out in here that feel the same way as us, where we love sports and we want to argue about sports. Like right now, I would give anything to be arguing with Ryan about the upcoming NFL season. You know what I mean? I would love to be arguing about how I think Tampa Bay.
Tough to argue with the Tampa Bay bandwagon fan. Yeah,
I would love to be arguing about Tom Brady and how he's going to take the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl this year with Ryan, or how I believe Cam Newton is going to be a disaster in New England. But we're not going to be able to do that. We're not.
What do you think Bill Belichick is thinking when he sees Cam Newton just like dabbing and dancing around between reps? He's thinking, God, I probably shouldn't have got rid of Brady. But no, what it's going to be about is each and every day you're going to have stupid fucks, stupid blue check marks talking about this, pushing it down your throats as their ratings continue to fall and they continue to call you a bigot and a racist.
Yep.
Eric Church for $5. Thank you so much, Eric Church. And I'm going to hit these super chats, guys. I will go back and check and verify that I got all of them.
Yeah, thank you guys for the support. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, Queasy 499. What's up, man? The vid in the hallway was horrible. Literally cried. Unnecessary brutality shouldn't be an issue for any race. 100%.
That is exactly what every logical thinking person, regardless of your political affiliation, right there. That is it right there. And it's like I said to Uche earlier, that I was like, for me, like, okay, number one, no, as a fan, I don't want, sports figures or sports organizations getting into politics. That's number one. But number two, it's the way that the NBA and the NFL are doing it is they are not interested, in my opinion. I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a very proud Trump supporter. Okay. They're not interested in my opinion. My opinion doesn't matter. In fact, my opinion is evil. My opinion is evil in their eyes. And that is the narrative they have built around someone like me. I have not once heard LeBron James or any of the leaders of the social justice movement in the NBA talk about how, even if they don't agree, they respect the position of Trump supporters. So if you want to talk politics, then we could talk politics. But the fact is they demonize people that don't agree with their politics. And that is the problem I've had. I've said many times, I have no problem if you disagree with me politically. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just here to tell you what I think and the reasons why I think it. And if you have a different opinion than me, that is totally fine. And if you want to go out there and support a different candidate, that's totally fine. I might not agree with you, and I might think you're not paying attention to things, but at the end of the day, I respect your opinion to have a different take on it. But the NBA doesn't give that same type of mentality. It's not even that they don't give it. They're point blank setting the tone that they are not interested in anyone's different opinion unless it's their opinion, their pre-approved opinion.
Yep. And here, we'll go with this. A picture of LeBron. Fuck this, man. We demand change. Sick of it. This is what's happening right now in
honestly,
the NBA.
Honestly, I will say, guys, I've been trashing LeBron a lot, but for him to stand up, for the Hong Kong and China situation. Oh, wait, that's right. That's not what he's talking about. Never mind. That's right. Yeah, LeBron didn't say that about China and Hong Kong. LeBron shut up and dribbled when he was over there, didn't he? Didn't LeBron shut up and dribble? Just like Laura Ingraham accused him or said that that's what he needs to do. At least he followed Laura Ingram's advice when he was over there. Man, he's so brave and stunning. He's so brave and stunning.
Yeah, evidently finally started listening to Fox News. That's what LeBron did. Common Sense America with a statement that's fitting with the name there. Remember when sports players actually played sports and focused on the game and experience and not pushing agendas? Gone are the good old days. Well, they're gone if we let them be gone. If we continue to do what we're doing, if we continue to tune out, eventually the people who own these teams will stop letting the players have this much power. They will take it back because their profits will go away. So we'll see. The battle's not done yet. Zachary Fett for $5. If the teams turn around and play tomorrow, they will prove they're a complete joke. I think they've backed themselves into a corner now. Because you're right, Zachary. If they come out and play tomorrow, it's like, oh, we good now. It was just for attention. Yep. Now, what are they going to do? Maybe they do that. Who knows?
Give me a screen share real quick. Just want to remind everybody that this is the words of LeBron James. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Pretty interesting take there, LeBron. Except when Daryl Morey had anything to say about the Hong Kong protest, suddenly, what did he say? He said, "Man, he doesn't understand the power of his words, man. He needs to. There's
actions have consequences.
Consequences, yeah, man. LeBron, you're so brave, LeBron.
Some people just aren't as educated.
LeBron is a fucking piece of shit. Such a piece of shit. Look what he did to Drew Brees. And by the way, LeBron, congratulations on giving Drew Brees a sex change, because I've never seen a man turn into a female so quickly. My God. He apologized like 5 fucking times, and he got his goddamn wife involved. He's like, hey, babe, I need you to apologize too. LeBron's mad at me. Like, all because why? Because Drew Brees says that he respects the national anthem and the flag, and he has
Drew Brees explained all of his reasoning why he feels like he should stand during the national anthem. That's why.
And LeBron
had a
made
different opinion.
Yeah, and LeBron, because LeBron couldn't deal with a different opinion, shamed him. And of course, Drew Brees just bent over for LeBron and became the most pathetic beta I've ever seen. And I love Drew Brees. It's hard for me to respect Drew Brees after the fact that he's went on this apology tour because he upset LeBron, the same LeBron who got scared because someone gave a political stance that he felt uncomfortable with, and he said, "Oh, he don't understand the power of his words." God, LeBron is fucking terrible. Like this is a horrific human being right here. He is a terrible person. He's a great athlete. He's a fantastic athlete. He's one of the greatest athletes I've ever seen in my life. He is a terrible person and a terrible spokesman for the league. He is awful. Absolutely awful. Michael Jordan, Republicans buy sneakers too. And I don't even know whoever had that confirmed that he said it, but it sounds like something Jordan would say. It absolutely sounds like something Jordan would say. So
yeah, I even talked about it a little bit in The Last Dance on why he said that. He said, because like that was my sentiment. Like, why would I bring that stuff into it? Why would I try to alienate half my fan base? As smart as LeBron thinks he is, he can't even match Jordan in that category. So, or any other. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. Let's keep getting to it. Edmund Dodo for Canadian. What is that? Edmund Dotto for Canadian $5. NBA is becoming feminized. Players are all a bunch of bitches. They even wear fucking chick shit. They wear like capris and fucking high pants and shit now. They're becoming a bunch of bitches. In the next 5 years, the NBA will be the first league to make 50% of all players women. Well, we see how the ratings work out for the WNBA. Maybe that is the route that they've been going lately. Thank you very much for the super chat. Paulie D, €5. Will people not just find a new hobby sport? Will the players not get hit with heavy fines because the optics of the fines would have? They won't get fined.
No, they will not get fined. They won't get fined.
They've been given this power. They've been given the power to put the shit on their back. They were told, remember, to get these players to agree to come to the NBA bubble, the NBA said, you're going to have your platform. You're going to be able to draw attention to whatever you want down here. Well, they've taken that. They've ran with it. Good job, Adam Silver. Good job keeping a tight leash on everybody. It's not working out so well. You're about to get fucked. So yeah, no fines will happen. But people will find new hobbies. They always do. Marlon,
play video games.
Exactly. Marlon
Matter of fact, we're going to be on Twitch tonight playing Call of Duty. So if you want to go over, follow us on Twitch, Geeks and Gamers over on Twitch. We're playing some Call of Duty tonight. So
that's right. Marion Sibo for $5. Breaking news. Crybaby LeBron now boycotting Sports Wars. Sports Wars unaffected. 100%, Marlon. Thank you for the super chat. It's funny.
I'd love for LeBron to talk to us on Sports Wars. We know that day will never happen because LeBron's all about the easy questions. He's not about the tough conversations, even though he claims he's all about having tough conversations and making people uncomfortable. But the reality of it is anybody knows that LeBron's not about that. LeBron is, he's the guy. He flops on the court and he flops off the court. He just blows everything out of proportion. That's who he is. It's just who he is. That's why he would not handle the 90s NBA. He just couldn't. He couldn't handle it.
Yeah, absolutely. Derek for $5. Is the NBA or is the MLB directly supporting BLM? I want to buy Switch's RBI 20, but I don't want to indirectly support the game if some of the proceeds go to Major League Baseball. I am almost positive that nearly every big time company is in some way doing some sort of social justice thing. I can tell you one, RBI 20 is fucking trash. You should buy a PlayStation 4 and then buy MLB The Show 20. But as far as what Major League Baseball is doing, their ratings have bounced back a little bit, honestly, because they had one day, that first day where they did some big thing. After that, we haven't really heard anything when it comes to Major League Baseball and Black Lives Matter. They're doing the right thing. They knew that they couldn't get wrapped up in this, that they depend too much on the limited fan base they have now. So I think they've done the right things, especially in recent weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the NFL handles this situation. So,
NFL's fucked. Roger Goodell's turned into a little cuck. He's bent over and spread his cheeks. He's gonna let the players do whatever they want. It's exactly what
bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. But and again, let them do it. And then when the ratings tank, which is what's happened with the NBA ratings are a disaster. They are a disaster. Why? Because people don't care about your politics. They just don't. That's not why they tune into the NBA. That's not why they've ever tuned into the NBA. They tune into the NBA to watch the greatest athletes in the world play the competitive game of basketball. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Yep. Erwin Franken for $5 says this isn't a boycott anymore when the league cancels all games for today. They're still getting paid, so what's the point? They're not sacrificing anything. They're not risking anything. There's nothing here that the NBA or that these players are really risking. So I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, they're not risking anything. They're just they're continuing to pander to the woke Twitter mob out there. That's all they're doing. That's it.
That's right.
And right now it's very financially beneficial to do this type of stuff for them for the short term. It absolutely is. And again, it's all go back and look at the Google trends. Go back and look at the Google trends. Right before the 2016 election, BLM, huge trending numbers on Google. Right after the election and for the next 3 or 4 years, nothing. Crickets for BLM. And then suddenly we get into an election year and suddenly Black Lives Matter again, because this is how the far left and the mainstream media do things. It's just how they do things. Again, ask yourself the question, if it is truly about police brutality, why, out of the 215 white people that have been killed by police, why have we not heard about one of those situations? Why? Where is the video? Where is the mainstream coverage? Where is the political coverage? Where's the NBA protesting? Where's the NFL protesting? If it's about police brutality, then it should be about police brutality. It's not about police brutality. It's about police brutality formed in a certain framework so they can continue to keep people angry because we're heading to an election. That is what it's about.
Yeah, 100%. And we have 2 more super chats. We have James Smith for $5 says they need to shut up and dribble. Jason Whitlock summed up BLM. Bigots love Marxism. BLM not welcome in Texas. Hell yeah, James. Nice. Whitlock's been killing it too ever since he got out of Fox and went to Outkick where he could say exactly what he wanted. Yeah, it's been awesome. Mick Walsh for €5 says RIP NBA. Very true. RIP the NBA. They're literally just continuing to shoot themselves in the foot. And we do have one more super chat from Cowboy Cut Ribeye for $5. What COD game are you guys playing? We'll be playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare tonight on the Twitch channel. Probably be playing just rotation, team deathmatch, domination, stuff like that, multiplayer instead of Warzone tonight.
Yeah.
That'll be on our Twitch channel.
Grant 2B says you guys are full of it. Well, your girlfriend's mouth was full of it last night, so hopefully she brushed her teeth before you kissed her. If not, I'm sure it tasted real good, Grant. So go ahead, put your LeBron James jersey on and cry your tears.
Daryl Stoneman for $9.99 says professional disc golf tournament on CBS Sports 7. Great sports, no politics. Hopefully we can get better ratings than the NBA is an example of what we want. Great sports. I guarantee they're going to have better ones tonight because the NBA ain't playing. So that's for sure. And that's the danger. In the same way that when you see a running back, say someone like Melvin Gordon, decide to take the opportunity to sit out and say, I'm not being valued enough. They sit out to send a message. A hungry guy behind him, Austin Eckler, steps up, and Austin Eckler performs well. And someone says, you know what? I guess I don't really need Melvin Gordon. I can just have Austin Eckler. And he loses millions and millions of dollars that he could have had if he had just signed that contract. That's what the NBA is doing right now. By not playing and deciding to push not everyone, about half your fucking audience away, those people, you keep pushing, they're going to find somewhere else to go. And you're going to lose those guys. It's the bottom line.
I saw somebody in the chat go, wow, what's with the name calling? Motherfucker, this is Sports Wars, okay? We are sports fans. We are men who talk shit, okay? And we don't get, wow, what is up with the name calling? We talk shit, okay? If you're able to handle the shit talking and if you can return fire and not cry like a bitch, you'll like this channel. If you're offended, there are plenty of woke channels out there that will coddle you and tell you how brave and stunning you are. This ain't it, bro. So if that offends you, don't fucking watch. That's simple, okay? Jesus Christ. Wow. What's with the name calling? You've never watched sports a day in your fucking life, and you've never played sports. You've never fucking played sports. If name calling hurts your fucking feelings, holy fuck.
Oh,
holy
man.
shit.
Hey, we've seen so many people, especially the past like couple days, like get in big trouble for like saying things that you've heard on a basketball court, on a football field, anywhere. You've heard far worse. Because just how normal people talk to each other, to be quite honest, even if you're not allowed to on the internet anymore. And yeah, if you're up in arms about what Jeremy just said, you really
can't believe
maybe you didn't fuck your girl, maybe he fucked you. I don't know. Stuff to tell. Danny D for $5. Danny D says, how bad do you think it needs to get financially for NBA execs to stop the woke politics? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see because this is such a weird time for sports because of the shortened seasons and the bubble and everything. There's going to be a lot of people that make excuses as to why things happened the way they did. It may be one of those cases where you excuse it enough away that you don't do anything about it until the following year. You find a reason to not break the team up, so to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I know people are asking, so I did drop I dropped a link to the Twitch channel and just so everybody, I mean, we got a pretty big audience just to make everybody understand, we are part of Geeks and Gamers. I am the owner and creator of Geeks and Gamers, geeksandgamers.com. That is our website. We also have a YouTube channel, Geeks and Gamers. We have about 270,000 subscribers over there. We have a theme park channel called Park Hoppin'. We have a gaming channel, Gaming with Geeks. We have a lot of different things going on, and this is just a sub-brand of that. And each brand is different. So Sports Wars is for grown-ass men, not for little pussies that are going to go, oh, wow, the name calling. That shit, you're not going to fucking last. I'm being as upfront with you as I can. If you're the type of person that says, wow, what's up with the name calling when I'm just having a little back and forth with someone, you're not going to last here. You might last on Park Hopping because we're really nice and respectful on Park Hopping. It's a completely different attitude over there. Okay.
Name calling.
But you ain't going to last here. Geeks and Gamers was the main part of the brand. And that's the big boy channel right now of everything we have going on. We have the website. We have forums on the website. We have a premium membership on the website so you can get exclusive access. And we're also on Twitch. So that's just a little bit of backstory about who we are. We have a lot of moving parts. And if that upsets you, just remember, my penis is bigger than yours and I have more money than you. So fuck off. Okay.
Damn.
Back to it.
0 for 2. Paulie D for €5 says Twitter may be the worst thing that ever happened to the internet. People just looking for virtual kudos and backpats at the cost of truth and modesty. I think that the internet in general has given people a voice that if you're in the real world, you can have that voice, but no one would take you seriously because you're a bitch, right? Like there are people like in the world that when they speak, they say something, you don't listen to them because they don't deserve you to listen to them. The internet has given everyone a voice and the ability to think that they matter. And as good as that is for some people, it's really shitty that others, that some people take what the people that you wouldn't listen to in real life say seriously. Because Twitter's not real life.
It's depressing, man. It's depressing because again, every year I get to this point where I don't have time to watch every regular season NBA game like I used to. I just don't. There's too many. But I follow the NBA throughout the year, and then once we get to the playoffs is when I really start focusing in on the NBA, and then we wrap up that, and then we're starting to head towards the football season, and I'm a big college football fan and an NFL fan. And this year is just so fucked up, man. I mean, nothing is what it should be right now. Nothing makes sense. There's no organization. There's no structure. And I feel that there's no true power within the sports company. Like Adam Silver has no power in the NBA right now. He has no power. None.
He looks like a fucking cuck vampire. That's what Adam Silver looks like. Motherfucker, Skeletor, just a complete cuck right now. Just watching every player take turns and fuck his league into the dirt while he holds their fucking dreads back. Honestly, that's what's going on right now. Adam Silver's letting them do whatever they want.
Yeah, and Roger Goodell with that interview he did on that podcast the other day, where he basically admitted that they offered a conversation to Colin Kaepernick multiple times. Colin Kaepernick did not take them up on the offer, and now he's apologizing to Colin Kaepernick. You're apologizing to a man who refused to have a conversation with you multiple times. What the fuck is this? Seriously. I mean, again, if Colin Kaepernick cared about the shit that he cares about, which anybody that's ever paid attention to this shit knows that Colin Kaepernick does not care about this shit. We know who Colin Kaepernick is. We, the sports fans, the people that have paid attention to this motherfucker. And I was a fan of him in San Francisco. I respected Colin Kaepernick. Remember that game against Green Bay where he just stud, man, just blew it up, killed it. Colin Kaepernick only cared about was what? Flexing his muscles, showing off his sports cars, taking pictures of porn stars. He was living it up as long as Harbaugh was his coach. And then once Harbaugh left and he kind of got exposed and he got benched, suddenly he cared about social justice. Yet when he was offered a conversation multiple times with Roger Goodell, he refused to take the opportunity to speak on the issue that he claims he is so passionate about. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
That's right. We did get a super chat as well. $1 from Dan and Bundick. Thank you very much. Appreciate the super chat. We also have one from Lancelot652. Not a sports ball fan, but watching to support and listen about woke idiots losing viewers and money. That's true. That's what we talk about a lot here because that's what sports has become right now, unfortunately, in so many ways.
I know Garoppolo hooked up with a porn star too, but Colin Kaepernick took plenty of pictures with all these hot chicks, plenty. He
could have done. Garoppolo could have done better. That was the biggest issue with Garoppolo. You're gonna go with porn stars. You could do way better than that one. Shield and busted.
He probably has though. So
yeah, fair. Blue-eyed Scorpio for $1.99. All the looted TVs ratings should have gone up? ? That's true. That's one thing we haven't considered. Maybe that even goes to show you how far they've fallen. All those extra TVs that are out there. Maybe they forgot the cable boxes. I don't know. Good point, Blue-eyed Scorpio. $5 from Cowboy Cut Ribeye. I want to vote for more videos with Jeremy doing the SJW voice reading their stupid crap. That always makes me lol for real.
I can only do the SJW voice in very short spurts. It's a lot harder than it seems. It's very tough. It's very tough to go that high pitch. So maybe if I hang out with Alyssa Milano, I'll be better at it for a longer period of time. I don't know.
All right. Well, we got a couple more super chats. All right. You guys are awesome. You guys are killing it today.
Thank you.
Wow. Stop the name calling. Just kidding, says Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. Thank you, Sir Ruin. We have Orelby Surreal for $5. If we conquer Mars, do we normal people go? Oh, fuck it. Cut it off here. Let me get this up. Do we normal people go and blow up Earth, or do we send all the SJW freaks and blow up Mars? I say we just send them there. We don't even have to blow it up. We can just let them do whatever. They can do Matt Damon their way through it. We'll just, take away, we'll just fly back home. Leave them there.
Well, at the end of the day, these types of people are always going to exist, and that's fine. I have no problem with crazy weirdos existing. My problem is that they are being pandered to by, Hollywood and the mainstream media and a lot of these, mainstream companies. And that's the problem I have with it. These people are irrelevant. They do not care about any of this stuff. Just like I told you, I know who Colin Kaepernick is because I'm a football fan. I've known about him for a long time. The people out there, fucking Susan Sarandon showed up at a goddamn protest for fucking Colin Kaepernick. Susan Sarandon. Do you think Susan fucking Sarandon has ever given a shit? Do you think she sat there on a fucking Sunday and argued with anybody about fucking NFL football? No. Because all that is a bunch of people that care about pushing social justice nonsense that have entered the Colin Kaepernick scenario. Most people that have watched it, watched Colin, watched and understood he was a really talented player and he had a really interesting few years when he came onto the scene. And then when Harbaugh left, he got benched and he found a way to stay relevant. God bless him on that. But it ain't because he cares. He doesn't give a fuck about this stuff. And he was radicalized by some far left lunatic woman. We all know this. You know?
I love seeing the pictures of Colin Kaepernick with his white family. Like, but around college age. It's hilarious. Yes. Fox Mulder for $5. Tired of these NBA BLM motherfuckers. I think I'd rather watch elephants get it on than watching the NBA. Thank you, Fox Mulder. I appreciate that.
Well, and the
reason would be African or Asian elephants. That's
and the reason that the BLM thing, the reason that the Democrats and the mainstream media have pushed this so hard is because it's in the name. Like, if you say that you don't support BLM, they can just, it's an easy way to say, oh, are you an ist? You're an ist. If it's a political organization. That's what it is. It is a political organization. It is a terrorist, or domestic terrorism is what they are. I mean, look at what's going on in all of these communities right now. It's being destroyed in the name of BLM, destroying businesses, destroying people's communities, all because to cure racism, I guess. But if you say you don't support that, then that name, then it's an easy way for them to call you the ist and the ism. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think everybody's getting really fucking sick and tired of it, honestly. But there's that stigma that if you say something, you're gonna get surrounded by a mob. Literally get surrounded by a mob if you don't say the words. Yep. Pretty disgusting. Mick Walsh for €5. Sky Sports in the UK went ultra woke in the European Premier League. I know soccer, kind of. Football, whatever the fuck, shoving the certain Black Lives Matter narrative down people's throats every 5 minutes. I saw that. It was worldwide. Like, it was literally going worldwide. I saw it in Australia as well, in Australian football. Not Australian soccer football, but Australian football. Insane right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who Flung Poo for $2 says, it's been a while since I dropped a deuce. Love you. Thank you. Flung Poo. Is that Timon? What is it? I don't know where that picture is.
I don't know.
RS for $5. Tired of the SJW BS in every pillar of society in their messaging. They are a cancer to everything and ruin culture. Keep punching, guys. Robbie Cano.
Oh, Robbie Cano. What's up, Robbie Cano? Longtime supporter.
What's up? Thanks, supporter. Man. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you for the super chat. And we're going to keep going. We're fucking building this thing up.
Yep.
We got almost 1,300 people watching right now, which I believe is a record for when we don't think someone might have passed away on this channel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
By the way, real quick to everybody, because I am in the panhandle of Florida, so this storm is making landfall here in Louisiana pretty soon. I hope everybody's safe over there. I've been going through hurricanes for 20 years, and this is a pretty dangerous one. I'm looking at it right now. Right now, it looks like it's at 145 miles an hour maximum sustained winds. The pressure is around 950. Those are some really dangerous numbers right now. So I hope everybody gets out of there because it's not hitting a good area at all. It's bad. So this is a dangerous storm.
I don't really know what those numbers mean other than hurricane's bad. But yeah, whenever you get towards category 4 territory, which I think
it's
now, right?
They are reporting they're reporting it's going to flirt with a Cat 5 before it makes actual landfall. As someone again that's been through my share of hurricanes, once you get to Cat 2 is when you start worrying. But even, tornadoes are the worst things for me because I'm terrified of the thought of tornadoes. Yeah, there's no warning. Tornadoes are terrifying, but there's a lot of this is a low. They're below sea level in this entire area, so the flooding is going to be catastrophic probably. So, it's bad. So everybody over in Louisiana, Texas, be safe.
Yeah. Let me get through these super chats and we'll talk a little more, update you guys on what's going on in the NBA. These guys that are deciding not to play because of racism. EB for $5 says the NBA thinks we give a fuck they aren't playing. And then a laugh face. Yeah, that's true. Paulie D for €5. Jeremy, do you prefer college ball because players are at their God? I fucking hate how sometimes it doesn't pop that up. Do you hate how, or do you prefer college ball because players are at their fastest with the most potential, and you see greatness emerge before they go pro?
No, I mean just growing up, grew up in Alabama, and college football was just that was our life. And I didn't really have a pro team because I grew up in Alabama. I didn't care about the Falcons, and so I've always followed college players, and I love the college game. I love the energy, the atmosphere, and it just feels like they care a little bit more in college to me. There's a lot more passion involved and the rivalries and everything like that. So that's why, again, I've never really had a pro team per se. I've always followed players from college because I watched so much college football. I follow players from there to the NFL.
It's not as much about the players in college. It's more about the team and the game. Or
Absolutely.
At least, I would say recently it's kind of shifted a little bit as cultures shifted, that players in college are also kind of making it about themselves in a lot of ways to like build their brand in order to go in the NFL. And especially as we talk about potential paying college athletes to play at universities. But that's always what it is, because at the end of the day, someone's only going to be there for 3 or 4 years that you're going to be hearing that name, but the team still goes on. And for a lot of people, especially in the South, at a place where, they're not used to seeing more pass attempts and they have fingers and toes or else they can't keep track of them, out running around the trailer every Saturday, it's good for college football to be there. But as a Big Ten guy, I'm pissed off that we're not going to fucking get any college football this year. I'll tell you that. Where's that next super chat at? D Jones for $1.99. I guess I'm not having kids in this day and age. Well, that's a pretty morbid look at it, unfortunately. I think there's a lot of people that feel that way, but I will tell you not to get too off track. That's one of the goals, is to demoralize people enough that they don't want to start a family. It's one of the goals of everything that's going on right now.
Oh, so absolutely.
Don't let that shit get to you. So
again, we are living in a time where the media was demonizing people for having a barbecue in their backyard with friends and family of more than 10 people. But they were supporting the peaceful protests that were destroying communities. They really weren't worried about social distancing when it came to the peaceful protests, but barbecue in a backyard. Oh, no. By the way, did you see where like the director of like Doctor Strange was like telling people don't go see Tenet? Like what the fuck is wrong with these Hollywood people?
Didn't they get Sam Raimi?
No, I mean I'm talking about the original, the first Doctor Strange movie, Scott Derrickson or whatever.
Oh yeah.
He's telling people don't go see Tenet. Like, I'm going to see Tenet. I'll be there Monday, and I'm going to be supporting the great Christopher Nolan, someone who doesn't put identity politics in his movies.
Shit ain't popping up in California for a long ass time, so it'll be a while before I see it. Ruben Rivera for $2. At this point, we only have MMA left. Seems that way. PGA Tour. Watch PGA Tour. Stephen May for £2 British. Add BLM to the list of people LeBron bends to. The list is growing each and every day, but at least he has Adam Silver still bending over for him. So at least he's not the front of the train. But let's get back. Let's show a little bit of actually what's going on, because we've been just talking a lot. Now, this happened. No NBA is trending right now. You see all these blue check marks coming out. The NBA stand in solidarity. I think you mean stands. Sorry, you don't have an edit feature yet. In solidarity with, oh God, never mind. I'm not going to read this one. The NBA stand in solidarity
Oh.
with child.
Ooh, whew.
R word. Hashtag Jacob Blake. No NBA. Boom. That's I don't know if I want to retweet that because I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I mean, the report was that it was something to do with a 15-year-old on his record, but I don't want to speak to that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna slander that if that's not true, So, no NBA tonight. You don't have to, right? The idea of doing this is ridiculous enough that we don't even need to dig into Jacob Blake to fucking show how stupid this is and how nonsensical it is to bring all this shit into sports. No NBA tonight. Historic. Respect to the players taking a stand, and of course, it's on an anniversary, Jeremy. 4 years ago to the day, Colin Kaepernick began sitting/kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality.
How'd that work out for him?
Racism solved, I think.
Yep.
I believe racism is solved. No NBA. How will I survive? I guess I'll just have to live life without the NBA, just like I've done when deployed, working, sleeping, watching something else. So, bye. Yeah, I think a lot of people have that sentiment right now. They're getting tired of this shit. Adam Silver finding out that having Black Lives Matter written on the court wasn't enough. That's what this gif is.
It's never enough. And that is the point we have tried to make over and over again.
That's what I tried to make a point about that about Dan Snyder today. But YouTube wouldn't let me fucking upload the damn video. Adam Silver outside the Bucks locker room. Holy shit.
No, but seriously, that is the point right here. Adam Silver has done everything in his power to pander to every wish that they wanted. Everything. Oh God, Vince.
Adam Silver demanding justice for every shooting in 2020 after the Bucks LeBron tweet.
Yeah, he did everything, and guess what? It wasn't enough, because for social justice warriors, it's never enough. It will never be enough. So you don't even bend in even the slightest for these people, because they will never be happy. They will never fucking be satisfied. And the NBA is a classic example of that right now. These people will never be satisfied. Not fucking one, not even a bit. So
look at how insane this is getting. Inside the locker room, the Milwaukee Bucks were on a conference call with Wisconsin Attorney General and Lieutenant Governor.
Good Lord.
These guys are trying to make policy. These NBA players, right? Who went, some of them went to college for a year, some of them went to class, some of them didn't. These are the people who are trying to make policy for states, for whatever. That the idiocy of this. The Bucks owner went ahead and put out a statement in support of their players, because if you didn't, you'd be called racist and you'd be fucking canceled. These don't mean anything. Putting a fucking black square on your Instagram doesn't mean fucking anything. Tweeting out Black Lives Matter doesn't fucking mean anything. It means nothing. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to fucking tell you. You're fucking blind.
We should have saw this coming back in the day with when Facebook really started, and it was like one like, one prayer, because people thought like if you liked the picture, you were ending children starving, like this is social media is such a demented reality for people. It's such a distorted way of thinking. It does not represent the real world in any way. It just doesn't.
Bro, the fucking Milwaukee Brewers postponed their game too.
Oh, no.
Fucking Major League Baseball. The Milwaukee Brewers postponed their fucking game.
So let me get this straight. So a criminal resisted arrest and he got shot, and sports leagues are now postponing and boycotting games. What?
Yes. If we had baseball and basketball tonight, racism would be running rampant in America right now. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say. God. All right, let's get back to some of these super chats, guys. Let me catch up with these. Literal clown world.
I just want you to understand that once the election's over, all of this stuff goes away. Telling you guys, this is all politically motivated. All of the caring, all of the passionate, pleas from the mainstream and all these woke sports companies, it goes away, regardless of the election result. Now, again, there's going to be different fallouts based on what happens, but these particular things it's politically motivated. It absolutely is.
Yeah. We have Jeffrey DeLeo for $5 says, NBA died in a helicopter crash with my boy Kobe. Miss the old days when it was just about competition. Yeah, for some of us, it doesn't seem that long ago, but I guess it is about 20 years. We'll say 15 years for, Kobe's heyday. But, God, man, it's sad. It
was about a week ago, man. I was just laying in bed, and I was just like, Kobe Bryant is dead. Again, it just hits me. It's like it still doesn't seem real, Like he was such a larger than life person at the prime of his life. I mean, obviously he was retired from the NBA, but he was doing a lot of great things in the business world, and everything he was doing with his daughter. And it's just still surreal to me that Kobe Bryant is not here. It still doesn't quite make sense.
It was insane that day that happened, and I slept through it all while you were streaming. I was taking a nap, and I woke up, and the world had changed forever. It really had. But yeah, sorry to hear about that, Jeffrey. Blue-eyed Scorpio for $5. Sports has been an out from the quote hood for so many. Made a lot of black billionaires. So kill sports with SJW messaging to stick it to Whitey. Yes, evidently. That seems to be what's going on, because if those guys had played basketball tonight, it would be allowing racism to continue. So I guess. I mean,
I think Uche even said it earlier. Like they're boycotting their own league. You're boycotting your own league. Like when you boycott something, it's supposed to be boycotting the thing that you're trying to improve. But like, it doesn't make sense. So
it's it is puzzling. It is puzzling what's going on, because it's like grabbing the fucking car and just taking it off the highway, running right in the guardrail. And I think that eventually they do have to come to their senses before they plummet to the ground, but maybe they won't. Maybe they will just continue this way. Maybe the owners won't take control. Maybe Adam Silver won't take control because people are afraid of being canceled. They're afraid of being told that they don't support this movement. And when that happens, you will get accosted all over social media from every media outlet. And that's the power they have right now. That's the power that all these players have, despite them saying that they're so powerless and they're victims. Edmundato for $5 Canadian. Adam Silver allowed the inmates to run the asylum, so the NBA is officially Arkham. What a joke. Certainly seems like that. Certainly seems like Arkham to me. A couple more super stickers. Common Sense America said for $1, I sent a super chat saying that about the MLB. Did I miss it, Common Sense America? Let me scroll back. I didn't think. Oh, you did. There it is. $1.99. Brewers and Reds won't play their game now. Thank you, Common Sense America. I can't believe I missed that. Thank you for reminding me. Boom, right there. And we also had Darren Bundwick with another $1 super chat that I had missed earlier. Doesn't say anything, but thank you for the $1, Darren. Blue-eyed Scorpio for another $2. Millionaires. Don't know why I had auto-corrected to that. To billionaires, whatever. Millionaire. It's made maybe a couple billionaires, so you're not wrong. RS for $4.99. A few more things. Fuck Naughty Dog. Fuck LeBron. Fuck Disney Star Wars. Fuck kneeling, and fuck SJWs. Robbie Cano. There you go.
Oh man.
And then Scripture Shores for 99 cents. A little emote, a little guy with a sweating. He's like sweating because he's nervous, maybe. Thank you very much, Scripture Shores. Appreciate that. Now, what do you think is going to happen here? What do you think is going to happen with And I see Krista Joe with a super chat too. Thank you, Krista. Isn't the NBA and most of sports political BS basically Disney and Disney's money lifeline now? Disney should be ordering everyone to shut up and play or get the fuck out. Well, you know, they are trying to do that. They tried to do everything they could to get the NBA to play. They set this entire thing up at Disney's Worldwide of Sports for this to happen. But they don't have control over the players, unfortunately. And it's not looking good. Not looking good. Thank you for the super chat, Krista. CW for $2 says latest Call of Duty trailer explains everything. The one that Activision censored when they bent the knee to China, I agree, CW. They were dropping red pills. Too many red pills. The red China had to cancel them, ironically. And they did bend the knee because they're Activision Blizzard. Ben 91827364. I hope that's not your phone number. Canadian 699 says, keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate that. We're doing what we can here. We're doing what we can. The chat is
insane. It's insane.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I see these people. Look, the only thing we're not going to allow is spamming. So, and I see like if you're just going to spam one thing consistently over and over and over again, and I'm giving you a chance right now. I'm not going to ban you. Right this second, I'm giving you a warning. If you're spamming over and over and over and over again, then I will get rid of you. If you have something to say, whether you agree or disagree, that's perfectly fine. But I'm not gonna let you keep spamming the chat. So.
It's funny because this little cocksucker right here, the one that I just pulled up, he was in the chat earlier. He kept going off, kept calling us shit. Whatever. We ignored your fucking ass, and eventually. What did you say? You said, all right, later, bye, I'm done with this. But then
it came back.
Came right back. So we could shove our fucking cocks in your mouth. That's what you people continue to do. You can't help but fucking hate watch because we are so much more relevant than you.
Hey, the BLM people, what did you guys think about Herschel Walker's speech the other day of Black Lives Matter? If Black voices are so powerful. What'd you think about Herschel Walker's speech? Can I get some feedback? Just curious how you felt about Herschel Walker, the great Herschel Walker, one of the greatest college football players of all time. Also a great NFL player, also an MMA fighter. What did you think about Herschel Walker's speech? Just curious what you think about that. Do you support Herschel Walker?
Oh wait, maybe we were translating it wrong. Maybe that's what he was saying. I don't know. Maybe that's what he was saying. Not sure. Now, Jerry, what do you think? What do you think the NBA is going to do? What do you think the players are going to decide to do? Because I think it was Shams. Let me get Shams Charania here. I saw Yellow Flash just tweeted "F the NBA." Okay, so here it is. Here's what I was looking for from Shams. NBA players have called for a meeting tonight in Orlando to determine the next steps. Now, this is very reminiscent. There's a reason Kyrie Irving is trending because Kyrie Irving, before the NBA restarted, he tried to tell everyone that he didn't think that they should play because there's bigger things to do. There's bigger things to talk about. The NBA came back and said, listen, guys, we'll put Black Lives Matter on the court. You guys can put whatever you want on the backs of your jerseys. Will let you guys speak post-game, whatever.
Whoa, wait. Kenny Smith just walked out? Kenny Smith walked out? I just one comment I read. So I'm just, it says Jeremy and Ryan, Kenny Smith just walked out. So on inside the NBA?
I don't know. I can pull mine up here. If
Hang
you
on.
give me a second.
That's okay. No. You go keep doing your thing. I'll keep looking. Go ahead. I'm my bad.
So Kyrie Irving wanted to do this. He was trying to convince players that they should not go back to it because there's more important things to talk about, right? Turns out a month into this NBA restart, now all the players are going to have this meeting to determine what the next step forward is.
He did?
What does that mean?
Hang on, I'm about to show you right now.
Wait, he walked out in protest like the players did?
Yes.
What a bitch. What a bitch. My God.
Oh, my gosh, man. Here we go. Right here. Boom.
What about
as a black man, as a former player, I think it's best for me to support the players and just not be here tonight. Kenny Smith walked off the set of Inside the NBA in solidarity with the players' boycott. Wow.
Bitch, man.
Okay. Hey, speaking of that, and you know what? I hear everybody in the chat, all the people that are really telling me how Black Lives Matter. Okay, I hear it. Okay, I hear you, and I agree with you. Black Lives Matter. So in support of all of that, guys, I want to share something with all of you because I hear you, Black Lives Matter people. Let's Black Lives Matter. So let's do it. Screen share, Ryan. Let's do it.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
There we go.
Oh,
I'm not an actor, a singer, or
now shut up, all you BLM people. Let's just listen.
Most of you know me as a football player, but I'm also a father, a man of faith, and a very good judge of character.
How mad they gonna get now?
I've known Donald Trump for 37 years, and I don't mean just casual ran into him from time to time. I'm talking about a deep personal friendship. I watched him as an owner of a professional football team. Right after he bought the team, he set out to learn. He learned about the history of the team, the players, the coaches, every detail. Then he used what he learned to make the team better.
I can't turn it up anymore, guys. It's as loud as it'll go.
In the middle of a big meeting, but if one of the kids was on the phone, he dropped everything to take the call. He taught me that the family should be your top priority. I watched him treat janitors, security guards, and waiters the same way he would treat a VIP. He made them feel special because he knew they were. He understands that they are the people who make this country run. They clean, they cook, they build, they drive, they deliver. He told me, Herschel, make an effort to get to know people. Remember their names. That stuck with me. One time, I planned to take his kids to Disney World with my family. At the last minute, Donald said he'd like to join us. So there he was.
Okay, that's all I want to play. I just wanted to ruffle up I just wanted to ruffle up. But Herschel Walker, by the way, Herschel's the fucking man. Like that is a legitimate grown ass man right there. And I love all of the soy latte white liberals on Twitter were so angry, and I'm like, I would literally give my life savings. I would literally give my entire business if I could see you guys say that to Herschel Walker's face. I would literally give anything.
Oh, we have some in here. We've got some guys in here, right? There's guys in here that you don't have a profile picture, and if you do, it's some fucking anime shit. Some dude you probably want to butt fuck, right? That's what your profile picture is with a dumb fucking name, trying to call that man something derogatory because he's not the right type of black person for you. Yet you're in here calling us racist. Go fuck yourself. Nobody takes you seriously. No one's ever going to fuck you. And I'm sorry. Except yourself.
but Saban Zaki says, disagree with you, man, but respect your opinion on LeBron James. As I'm a fan of his and a big fan of LeBron, or I'm a fan of his, I'm a fan of LeBron, and I support the boycott. I agree with you and disagree with you. And that's all we're asking, by the way. Highlight that comment if you can find it.
Yeah, they're fucking flying by.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's totally fine, man. If you disagree with us, that is totally fine. It's absolutely fine. I have no problem with anybody disagreeing and anybody having a different take. Not at all. It's the nonsensical people that just go screaming Ree! When you have a different take. That's the people I like to laugh at and make fun of. But yeah, this chat is fucking. I mean, this chat represents what's going on in the world of sports right now. This chat represents every time Bleacher Report makes a tweet or ESPN makes a tweet. You know what I mean? It's just like fucking fighting. It's almost as bad as a Nintendo Direct chat. Is how bad it is right now. It's absolutely awful.
Exactly. And it is the reason that it's so representative is because you have a very small minority screeching and crying and bitching and trying to call everybody ists and phobes and everything you can. When in reality, the fucking majority doesn't give a fuck about you. And that's eventually what we are going to see in this country and in the sports world. That's what's going to happen. Because you fucking micro-dicked losers are the fucking minority. And you fucking poke the bear long enough, you're going to get fucking hit. And that's what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the irony of what you guys are calling Herschel Walker right after, you were spamming BLM in the chat. And then when a black life who said something that you don't agree with, you call him Uncle Tom. That's what you said about Herschel Walker. So there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
But I got another one for him, though. I got another one real quick. I agree again. I agree, guys. Black lives matter. Black lives definitely matter. So I'm pulling this up now. So to show my support for all of your movement right here. Let's go ahead and share that one right there. So there you go. There you go. Black lives matter right there. Or are we all in agreement? Why don't we say his name?
Yeah, we're not gonna boycott for him. We're not gonna boycott for David Dorn. We're not gonna boycott when.
But we can say his name. We can say his name, chat. And his name was David Dorn, and he was a hero. He was a hero. But for some reason, no one seems to want to talk about him. LeBron James never mentioned the name David Dorn. Interestingly enough.
That's true. That's true. All right. Let's get an update. Let's see if there's any more fucking absolute insanity going on. And let me catch up on super chats actually too.
It is crazy. It is.
This
crazy.
has been our biggest stream pretty much ever. Especially support wise.
I love the hype. I love the hype. I love the back and forth. As long as people aren't completely, nonsensical about it. But
you mean the deranged people in here? you have to do this because you have no family that cares about you. You have no friends that care about you. So you have to watch something that you disagree completely with, and try to convince us that you matter. You fucking don't. You're an ant and you'll be squashed. We have Rachel Nunez with a super sticker. Thank you so much, Rachel. It is a little fox or a corgi maybe that says, "Hey, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's awesome." Darth TY for $5 says ... and 0 fucks were given about the NBA players deciding not to play for one day. Lycan Warrior for $5 says #looter lives matter. Yes, indeed.
Matthew says 1,000 likes, please. Can we get to 1,000 likes? Can we get to 1,000 likes?
I think we could do it. Rachel Nunez for $5. Another $5 from Rachel. She gives a little pear-shaped man doing some curls, working out. Thank you so much, Rachel. I appreciate that. Some that I can't fucking go to the gym right now because I live in fucking California. But thank you for the super sticker. Matthew Joseph, Matthew Joseph, the commenter. I'm not sure exactly what your full name is because the YouTube studio cut it off for me. The Common Sense American. There it is. Matthew Joseph, the Common Sense American. Thank you for $5. Says the players' boycott is equivalent to jumping off the Titanic. I think it's the equivalent to deciding to drag the Titanic down. That's what the players are doing, but I agree. Like, they're not going to make it either way if they keep this shit up.
Yeah, I mean, and again, really quick recap. And I just saw a super chat. Russian Bob says both you guys are great, dropping them truth bombs. Thank you. And again, there's always some. You go against the narrative of the powers that be. It's obviously a dangerous road to go down, but that's what we've been doing for years here at Geeks and Gamers. So again, if you guys like what we're doing, please go to the website, sign up for an account. It's free to sign up. You can jump into the forums. We do have a sports forum over there, along with movies and video games, and a general forum. Pretty much everything you would want over on geeksandgamers.com in our forums. And then if you want to support the site and the brand, $10 a month for premium membership, and that gets you exclusive access to a lot of our content. And that is the future of Geeks and Gamers. We are trying to develop an app as we speak right now as well. So all of this falls under that banner. So we do appreciate all of you being there. geeksandgamers.com. I will type that in the chat right now.
Yeah. Thank you guys for all the support here again. I made the video when the Bucks had canceled, and that was all that happened. And then as soon as we uploaded it, it turned out that every single team was following suit and boycotting. So we were like, we should make a video. Let's just fucking go live. And I'm glad we did.
Good idea.
And
good idea.
For all you little fucks in chat that don't like what we're saying, guess what? Uche Waniri, former NFL offensive lineman, played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, is currently working on his video about his perspective on this.
And it'll be different from ours.
He has an opinion that is sometimes the antithesis of ours. But, that's okay. We're okay with other opinions. That's what this channel is all about. $2 from Lost Jedi 22 says, no more public funds for venues. Lost Jedi is very adamant about not using taxpayer dollars to build stadiums for these people.
1,000 likes. Thank you guys. That's badass. You guys are awesome. Fucking awesome. So
boom, that was quick.
This has been a hot and heavy discussion, man. I really, is Uche around? Can we get him in here?
I told him, I sent him a message. You can try Facebook.
Let me see if I can get him real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Because we get Uche in here, this shit's already fucking hyped. So hang on.
It should be on fucking fire if it happens. Then it's going to be a lot of other people upset in the chat if Uche comes in. Because like I said, we have me and Jeremy in a lot of ways do share the same opinion on a lot of stuff. And that's not necessarily the only opinion we want to get out here on this channel. So we have Uche, a former player. Guess what? He's a black guy. Yeah, and he talks to us. I know. How crazy, right? But he's a former professional athlete. He has a very different perspective on this shit. Looking forward to his video. We'll see if we can get him on right now. Jaleel Kawas, $20. Thank you for the super chat, man. Says, what up, fellas? Keep it going. Don't stop. Vegas in December. I hope Vegas is open in December. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. But thank you so much for a $20 super chat, my man Jaleel. And then Kian Falahi, how did I say that? Falahi. Kian Falahi for $4.99 says, I think all BLM people have Asperger's. Well, they're definitely spurging out in chat, aren't they? So maybe you're on to something there, Kian. Maybe you're on to something. Boom. But let's update you guys a little bit. Let's see what's going on with the trends, because I am trying to keep an eye on if anything comes up. Because Chris Webber, what did Chris Webber do? Oh my God, Chris Webber holds back tears while speaking about NBA players' strike.
He's coming. He'll be here in a minute.
Oh yes, there we go.
Oh boy, get ready for Uche, everybody.
Yeah, and this is why I'm saying, hold on here, guys. Let me show you what I'm fucking looking at here. Whoops, share my screen. Chris Webber gave an impassioned speech in tears. I think it was probably just remembering that stupid fucking timeout he called against North Carolina. That's probably why he's crying. But you have Kenny Smith, like Jeremy just showed, who walked off the stage. You know, it's impossible to watch these channels when this shit is going on. It really is. It is hard as fuck to watch this when all you watch is just propaganda. You know?
Yeah. It's everywhere. Can't get rid of it. Yeah. No, Uche's about to come in here and blow this shit up. So I said, dude, stop editing. Get in here. How long are we going to keep going? I have no idea, Drunk. Long as this chat keeps staying lit, me and Ryan are going to try to stay here for a while. So, and that's Drunk 3PO, everybody, who's part of he runs our park hopping channel, our theme park channel. It's a lot nicer over there. But he's currently doing some theme park.
He's a Miami Heat fan. He's a Miami Heat fan. He's just glad that Miami Heat didn't have to. Oh God, don't put that bad juju on him. But you know, he's a Miami Heat fan. He's from Florida, and he is going to be very happy that his Miami Heat didn't have to make some sort of statement today. And now, let me pull this shit off screen because we have something. Let me get this super chat before we get distracted, because we might get distracted here. Edward Coleman for $4.99. I'd like to shut up the BWO because Stevie Richards' life mattered. Hashtag ECW.
Good old BWO.
Thank you, Edward Coleman. All right, I think we're caught up. All right, I told you guys we were bringing Uche on.
Oh boy.
Say yeah.
Oh boy, Uche, man. This
What's going on, dude?
This chat has been fucking
my
insane.
God. Has the world gone mad?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Oh, this has been one of the craziest streams, man. This chat has just been insane. People spamming shit, people calling us this, other people calling us that. I was like, oh my God.
Goodness. Look. This is madness. This is madness. Now, I mean, I just got done doing the video, was trying to edit it. Jeremy said, "Get your ass in here. This is going crazy." I said, not fair. But look at
LeBron. Just real quick before you get it, look at LeBron's face.
Look at his face. Look at the anguish in his face. The anguish.
Yeah.
LeBron, you okay? You okay, brother? It's gonna be all right.
He's like, they said they can't save my hairline.
No, but I just did a video, and this is what perplexes me about this entire situation. It's that, one, what exactly does this? What is a boycott? What is this? What is this doing? This does nothing. You're actually hurting your own business by boycott. You're not even like, a boycott is a targeted action, right? A boycott is something that you do to specifically hurt a business economically because of whatever grievance you may have, right? So if you're working at an airline, or if you work for Delta and they're paying their managers $7.50 an hour, well, of course, those people are going to strike. You know, if they're paying minimum wage to everybody, they're going to strike to economically damage Delta so that they are forced to come to the table to negotiate terms to improve their situation. Now, what exactly does not playing a playoff game today in the NBA, what resolution is that? What even message is that going to send when we all know you're going to be playing the game whenever it's rescheduled, or they're not going to boycott the whole playoffs? They're not going to actually like affect anyone else except for their own pockets, their own business, their business's ability to make revenue and be profitable due to the alienation that you're going to cause amongst casual fans. People who are casual fans, it's not that they don't necessarily agree or that they don't agree or they don't have any kind of empathy for the message you want to get across. It's that in the reality of it, it has nothing to do with what you're there for today. So why are you not going to play in a game that is going to affect the bottom line of the league you play in? To me, it seems more of an attention grab than an actual an action that really gives any kind of inspiration to anyone to do anything. Like, nothing is going to happen because they're not playing games, other than it's going to be headlines, other than they're going to have fans irritated, other than they're going to alienate those people, and you may lose fans because of it. I think that this was just a purely they didn't think this through. It was not something that they thought through. Like, what? I mean, the Detroit Lions canceled the practice. Nobody cares. Because
did you hear it's MLB? There's Major League Baseball games that are canceling tonight now.
Brewers just canceled.
What? Wow.
Kenny Smith just walked off the set of Inside the NBA.
Now that's where we really have to pay attention now. Kenny Smith hopped off a TV set, walked off a TV set because he was just, he couldn't let the players do this on their own. Okay,
so he was a player. So once you're a player, you're always a player. So I can see where he would think that he's showing solidarity with them. But again, I just look back at it and I say, what is the reason you're doing this? Who are you trying to actually whose attention are you trying to get in order to make any kind of acknowledgement of your grievance? It's not playing basketball doesn't do that. It doesn't do anything in way of helping you find a platform that the people you want to hear your message will actually hear it and be able to start talking about how to to basically treat it, how to look for the next step. All this does is create headlines and piss people off. I'm a professional athlete. I was a professional athlete my 8 years in the NFL. Like, yes, there have been times when players have wanted to boycott playing football. When I was in 2010, we had the CBA agreement that caused the lockout, and we were locked out from being involved in any kind of football activities for the entire offseason, all the OTAs, everything. Nothing was done. We were all just at home. Players wanted to strike and not play in the football season. That was something that we were trying to do, that was specifically targeting the pockets of the owners of the teams. Because if there's no games being played, you're losing a ton of money. And if you're losing a ton of money, that is going to bring you to the table to talk about how we're going to come to a bargaining agreement where we can have better benefits, better options, better salaries as players, have more in way of insurance for us after we get done playing football. These are all things that were tangible, measurable targets that we were aiming to have to put pressure on the league in order to get that for us. And that is like the correct way to boycott, because we felt for as much money as the NFL was making, we weren't making a fair amount in regard to the league, not everyday Joe Schmo, but to the league. That is a reasonable and thought out boycott that we ended up not having to do, because the league came to the table and actually started giving us those deals. But once they heard that we were talking about not playing when not reporting to camp, not going to anything once the season started, then they started to listen, because we had put money. The NFLPA had taken $60,000 from every single player and put into an escrow account to sit in there for players to have access to their portion throughout the course of the NFL season, because we had no plans on playing football that year. And that once the NFL caught wind of that, then they said, boom, okay, let's come to the table, let's talk. But this shit is just an attention grab, because they're going to play the game.
Yep. I mean, it's all it is for headlines and stuff. But now, so we've got how many MLB games have now canceled tonight?
Just the one that I've seen, just the Milwaukee one. But who knows how it's going to spiral.
Oh, it's going to be it'll be a snowball effect. Once one, then it's just kind of like the NBA.
My question is why? Why? I mean, I understand the whole Jacob Blake. I honestly, and I don't know. I don't want to like threaten demonetization with talking about this.
Oh, dude, we are
we're already past that.
We don't monetize the stream. We're all right.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So I didn't really know. I heard about it, and I'll be honest, I didn't even want to watch. I was like, I don't want to. I don't have time. I don't feel like being pissed off right now, and I ain't got time to like. I'm not gonna, because what happens when you watch that kind of thing? People are going to go online. It's going to turn into huge arguments online, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you're on.
That's
and
all
I was like,
Facebook ever is.
And I was just like, no. I don't feel like it. I got other shit I'm doing. I don't want to, cut out time to go watch this. So I really kind of stayed away from the story until actually yesterday. And I like went in, watched. There's two angles of the video. I watched the video, and honestly, inconclusive to me whether or not I should be angry about something being done wrong. Now, okay, they did shoot the guy in his back 8 times. Yeah, that seems excessive. But again, when you look at the chain of events that happened prior to that, there are a lot of questions that need to be asked or need to be asked and answered before anybody really has justification to go out in the streets and start protesting. Now, of course, we all know that ain't how the world works in 2020. People are going to protest, and then we'll find out more information later, I guess. But to just not play in a basketball game because you want something to be done, like, come on, like, It's
Yeah,
stupid. I think this is just stupid that they did this. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's true. And I got one thing too. We had a lot of people. We had a lot of people in chat that were just spamming Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter as we were talking, calling us racist, all this stuff. You came in here and said that. You got a couple people, those same people, the same screen names that were saying Black Lives Matter, now calling you an Uncle Tom. Do you have anything to say to those fuckers in chat?
Oh my God.
Well, first off, motherfuckers, I am a Nigerian man. I am an African. So I can't be no motherfucking Uncle Tom because I ain't even black, motherfuckers. I'm African. And if you want to know what's real, because that's the only way I know how to give it, I, in my lifetime, experienced just as much fucking bigoted bullshit from black folks as I did from white folks. And really, black folks did it because my name was different. I didn't sound no different than them. And I had nappy ass, big ass head, but hell, that was me. But I got more shit in my youth from black folks than I did from anybody else. So Uncle Tom is the last fucking thing you can call me. If anything, I'm the American dream come true. That's when my parents came to this country with nothing. My parents came to this country with nothing from Nigeria. The funny thing that people don't realize is you don't know how fucking privileged you are to be an American citizen. To be born with American citizenship is 100 times more valuable to people who come here and don't have that. My parents were illegal in this country at one point. My parents loved Ronald Reagan for the simple fact that he gave amnesty to my parents so that they could become citizens in this country. So to call me an Uncle Tom means you don't know shit about what it really takes in this world to find a path. My parents came here. My dad was 23. My mom was 21. They had nothing. My dad was a janitor at a high school that I would play against when I would be in high school 30-something years later. So I understood where my parents came from and what they did and how much they struggled to make it in this country before I was even born, before I was even a thought of being born. And, I've seen it. I've seen them grind. My parents didn't come home from work till like 8, 9 o'clock at night, cook dinner, we eat, go to bed. I didn't see my parents during the day because they was working their ass off for their kids. They 4 kids. And you know what they 4 kids do now? Doctor, managing a hospital, prosecutor, putting criminals away. My other brother is handicapped, so he actually works with my parents in their businesses. And then their 4th youngest son made it to the NFL and played 8 years in the NFL. So if we look at everything that's going on as people who are of a different culture, and I love my black people. I do. I love them, and I feel that anger that they have about things that have happened in the past and things that they're trying to fight through now. But at the end of the day, you got to fix your own house first before you can get the kind of acknowledgement that really does come with respect from other people. My mom worked for 15 years as a parole officer when I was young, and she was getting promoted every year, getting higher pay. And the only people that had beef with her and talked shit about my mom were the black women that were her coworkers. Now, why were they doing that? Because my mom was doing her job and doing it well every day of the week. And people acknowledged it and rewarded her for it. And because these people were being lazy, and I'm by no means saying all black folks are lazy. I'm not by no means saying anybody who may look at this and think that I'm coming from a sideways perspective. No, my mom would put up with these people being racist towards her because she's an African. Africans and black people are 2 different things. And black people and Africans have not always had great relationships from a cultural standpoint, because Africans look at black people and to a degree, they're absolutely correct. And they think, how is it that you're born with American citizenship? You are in the country that we have been trying to get to for 5 years before immigration allowed us to come on a student visa. How are you here but can't make nothing for yourself? And it's not the majority. There's a lot of black people that do a lot for themselves, take care of their families, have businesses. I know a lot of them. They know. We all know. You ask black folks that really know. They know. There are just some dumb motherfuckers out there who don't want to take care of their business, and they make a lot of us look bad. And for my family and my culture, we can't understand how in this country where you can build yourself into whatever you want through hard work, why haven't black people done enough of it? I'm not saying they haven't done it. Why haven't they done enough of it to then start to move the entire culture into a self-sustaining economic situation in this country? Now, again, and I get long-winded, but I mean, but dude, it's real to me because I've lived it. I've seen my parents achieve it, and I've seen people who I've tried to help achieve it themselves falter to the side. So, at the end of the day, that's the only way I can tell it to people. You either real with it or you're not, and I'm always be straight up about how I feel about it.
Somebody said, "Damn, he's really going in." I'm like, "Is this the first time you ever seen Uche?" Because this is how Uche always
the professor.
If you want more from Uche, the observant lineman, on YouTube, I will drop a link to his channel here right now. And then Ryan, I know you're fixing to go. Or you got something else you want to say, so I'll drop it here in just a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. So we got a couple things. So we do have to say Padres Mariners has officially been postponed as well after Seattle did not want to play to protest because they're in Seattle, Pacific Northwest, close to Portland. So they are also not playing.
They just don't want their shit to get burned down.
Yeah, we'll keep doing updates. They didn't want Safeco Field to get burnt down. We also have a gentleman we're going to bring in and say hello to right now, and then we're going to read super chats. Drunk 3
The drunk one.
What's going on, man?
Hello.
So what do you think about
I thought you were never coming to Sports Wars, man. It's coming back. So
this topic is very passionate, I guess, or important for me personally. I know we have like LeBron, Jordan banter, things like that, but from my own personal perspective, and I'm not even going to look at the chat. I don't care what they say. I know in January 12th, 2010, there was a earthquake that hit Haiti that killed like 300,000 people, right? And I thought helping them was like posting stuff on Facebook, like posting pictures on Facebook. I thought that was helping. I thought like doing stuff like that was like helping them. And I didn't really make any change until I actually packed up my stuff and moved over to that country and lived there and stayed with those people and learned the language and learned the culture and built homes for the poor and, rebuild schools and everything. I mean, I had to get my hands dirty. Listening to what Uche said is just, it's so important because basically, like I said, these people are just taking a day off work. They're just taking a day off work. And what I really want to see, if these people really want change, and I will give them as much praise as they deserve, is to go out and get your hands dirty, go out and make things better. Just don't like not show up to work and don't tweet about it. Like that doesn't, Uche's so right. It doesn't change anything. Because I know for me personally, I thought what I was doing was changing something. It wasn't changing anything. Until I actually went and did something to bring change, whether it was big change or small change, whether I helped 10 kids in an orphanage go back to school or whatever. It was change, and it's very sad. Like that this is what they think can change, what they feel is the problem. So it's just kind of. I agree with what Uche was saying.
That's very well said, drunk. Or Jay, I'm calling Jay. That wasn't drunk preview. That was Jay.
Yeah, no, Jay. Like that's straight up. And you speak about Haiti, which, one of my teammates out of college was Cliff Averill, played for the Seattle Seahawks, Detroit Lions,
yeah.
And we were teammates at Purdue. And this dude goes back to Haiti every single year with his foundation because he's Haitian. He's from Jacksonville, actually, but he's Haitian. He goes back every year and he goes back with his friends. He goes back with a couple players who were also Haitian in the NFL at the time when he was playing, and even still now today. And they go and they build schools. They build schools. You'll never hear about that. That is actionable, an actionable set of circumstances where you are affecting the environment as it is in Haiti. You are giving people an opportunity to be educated. You are giving people an opportunity to have more in way of quality of life than they had, prior. So you're right. That is that being able to go and say something online, that is just you speaking into a void of nothing.
Well,
when you go into a different place and actually physically see where they're living and embrace their culture and try to help them in any way you can, no matter how big or small.
So here's the thing too. It's just like, and this is, please hear me. I don't want any praise. This ain't about, oh, he's a good guy. I don't want any of that crap. That's not who I am. But it was the same thing. I was a school teacher in a very, very poor district, and there was many kids that went to Boys and Girls Club and YMCA and all those things, and they had an issue. The city or whatever, they pulled funding for like music class. All right, they pulled funding for music class and basketball. So what did we do? We went on Facebook and said, "Oh, this is terrible. Do something. Oh, this is terrible. Do something." It did absolutely nothing. So it was me and about 15 other people came together. And all summer long, we taught music lessons for free at the Boys and Girls Club in downtown where we live in Central Florida. And we did that for several years over the summer because we wanted to bring change to that. Now I get it. What people are talking about globally, with police and all that stuff, that's a lot bigger than kids getting free, piano lessons because they couldn't afford it, because they were growing up in poverty right here in America. But you got to start somewhere if you want to change your community. You have to start with the little things and work your way up to the bigger issues. I mean, that's just how it is. Like, you just can't, you're going to build a house. You got to start with the foundation. You got to start and work your way up. I get it. People are angry. I understand, that there's terrible things that happen. It's horrible. I personally, I don't ever want to see anybody die. That's just me. That's just how I'm wired. I believe anyone can change. I believe there's redemption. There's forgiveness. I believe that. And you could crucify me in the chat if you want to, is fine. But I think it's horrible, to see people die. And I understand the anger. But if you really want to change things, sitting out your job, what about all of us as teachers? What if we were like, well, we're mad. We're not going to educate. We're just going to go we're just going to go stay home.
Yeah.
I think a lot of teachers
every year in fucking Chicago when you strike.
I think teachers, and this is just a slightly off topic, I think teachers should be boycotting. I think a group of people in this country that have every right to be boycotting, protesting, and fighting for a better situation to deal with. It's teachers. Teachers in Finland are paid the same amount as doctors in America. Teachers in Finland.
That would be nice.
They are paid on the level of doctors. The issue that we are having right now, in my opinion, in this country is that education is nearly irrelevant. It's nearly irrelevant. There are people who don't even know what World War II was about. There are people who don't even know what the Civil War was about. There are people who can't even tell you who we fought in the American Revolution. Like, if you don't know if you don't understand where the origins of your country that you're from, if you don't understand the phases that America's gone through and the world has gone through in the last 100 years, then you don't have much of a chance. When people don't, like, our literacy level in America has dropped significantly over the last 60 years.
No child left behind.
We are an uneducated society in the sense of what being an actual educated person is. Like, and again, it affects the people the most who have the least amount to give. Like, Prime David.
Uche and Jay speaking truth. Who knew the worst Mario Kart players were this smart?
But our teachers have they have no incentive to. I mean, a lot of teachers are. I mean, and the majority of teachers, I think, are good people who you don't get into teaching for the money. You get into teaching because you like being able to help improve the situation for kids who are trying to learn and move on in life. But they should be, if they were getting paid on the level of doctors, and it was, as hard as it is for them to become teachers, we would be far better off in terms of just being more well-rounded people with better common sense. But we really have defunded the arts and just education in general. It's ridiculous. That is where I think a lot of our issues start.
Well, I want to say this. I want to say this too, and you guys can cut me anytime. I was a high school basketball coach for several years. Won the district champions 2 years in a row. Didn't win Florida State's, we were dealing with social issues at the time as well. But even giving my players the opportunity to express themselves was very important to me. But they also knew that they had to keep playing because many of them knew that they wouldn't be able to make it to the next level unless they got a scholarship to go to college. So they had to keep on playing. The issue is that many of the students watch what the NBA players are doing. Everybody wants to be Michael Jordan. They want to be LeBron. These young players, they want to be these people.
Shit, Michael went to college and graduated and all that shit.
They want to be these people. And when they see certain types of behavior coming from the NBA, a lot of it's copied. But at the end of the day, a lot of times they're hurting themselves. When these high school students aren't playing in front of scouts and stuff like that because they feel that if they sit out a game in protest, it will change things. What it did, it might have changed their personal future. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You guys understand?
What do you mean? Like scouts then marking them off a list? I don't think that would happen.
Scouts that came to a game to watch a player play for college and didn't see that player play because they wanted to protest like their NBA brothers were doing.
I get what you're saying, and that might be the case for somebody who's maybe on the bubble and not considered a top prospect.
Yeah, listen, man, I wasn't coaching the best in Florida.
Yeah.
We're talking about maybe getting a scholarship to like county schools and things like that.
That could have an effect.
Like it's they weren't going to no top 10 school in Florida, but they might be getting a scholarship to community college and stuff like that, which still, if they didn't have that, they wouldn't be able to go, period, because of their living conditions and stuff like this. Drunk people, do you have an email address? Post it on your YouTube page.
I saw somebody over here talking about, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, people are asking for y'all's channel, so I'm about to drop Drunk. I got Drunks, I know. Okay, yeah. So that's Drunk 3POs. You subscribe to his channel, and then Uche's, and I think Ryan just dropped the link over there as well. And the Mario Kart joke was an inside joke. If you watch our streams on Sunday night, we play Mario Kart on Twitch every Sunday night.
Back, man. Just cool.
And Jay and that was. Dude, I'm making it a requirement. Uche has to be there now every week with Jay, so you guys can.
We're in the.
I do need to get caught up on
drunk3po@gmail.com. Sorry, Ryan, didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're good.
Drunk
just drop it in the chat. You're a mod, so you can type it in the chat too if you want. So
drop your email right now, but maybe. You might get maybe some people that disagree might send you stuff.
Luca did not tweet that.
No, Luca did not tweet that.
There's no way. So.
But let me catch up on Super Chats. You guys have been so fucking generous, donated a lot. So let me get caught up. $2 from Boogeyman says the Detroit Pistons got $650 million for their stadium. That is a lot of money from the people of Detroit. Thank you. Doomnotron, off topic. Was the 2002 Lakers Kings series rigged? No, I don't think it was rigged. I just think that sometimes officiating is fucking shitty. And
didn't the dude who was the ref that game tell people he got paid to fucking he got paid by some cats to make certain calls?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't think that was specific to that series. But I do know exactly the dude you're talking about who said that he used to fix games. I don't know how much he did as far as who wins or loses, or how much he did trying to cover spreads. But
Can I
yeah,
say something? I'm sorry. Can I say something? Mr. Pants in the chat is saying teachers get pensions, full health, dental, plus they work 6.5 hours a day for 3/4 a year for a good salary. That's the biggest bunch of bull crap. I could tell you a list of teachers that don't get half that stuff.
Yeah.
I can tell you this teacher that doesn't get half that stuff, my dude. So I don't know what state or what you're talking about, but I don't get half that stuff. You want to give me dental? I'll take it. You know, swing it on by if you think you know everything. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, what the heck? I don't know what's
isn't like the average
it ain't
salary
like that in Florida.
isn't
So-
like isn't their average salary like 30,000 a year? Like, or I know
Get 'em drunk.
mean,
Go for it.
Starting teachers in Central Florida, guess what? They start at $24,000 a year with half benefits. Half of those
Wow.
benefits. Pension? Are you serious? Some
Yeah,
of us
teachers
that
don't
work
get
at
no damn
alternative
pension.
schools, which is like second chance schools, kids that have been arrested, kids that are on house arrest, kids that have been kicked out of public schools, need to go to school, so they send them to second chance schools where they hire big people like me because there's nothing but fights and stuff like that. Are you kidding me? I would love to get that. I would love to get, even though my teeth are perfect, I would love to get dental and stuff like that. So, hey.
yeah, I was just gonna say, look at this man. Smile for us, please, Jay. You tell me that man don't get dental?
Dude, they are going to. Earlier, me and Ryan were roasting some people in chat. I was like, but if you guys want to go to Park Hopping, it's a much different atmosphere. They're going to see me and Jay on Park Hopping. They're going to be like, wait, is this those guys that was on Sports Wars
You
roasting
won't
people?
get told that we're fucking you in the ass or shoving our cock on your throat. You won't get that. You won't get that at Park Hopping. Not usually, anyway. The raging majority for $5 says whoever wins the NBA title will lose. We lose. Just cancel the season. Not like these teams care about their cities anymore. Thank you for the $5 raging majority. John Matrix, our man, another $5 says, bro, LeBron's getting destroyed on Twitter on the post I retweeted. I'm sure he checked in with his Chinese master first. And I will really quickly pull that up.
It's over 500,000 favorites, dude. He's getting far more support. I mean, it's Twitter.
Yeah, they don't care.
So.
They don't have their notifications on. Trust me.
Yeah, he don't look at that.
Yeah, he ain't Kevin Durant. Fuck this, man. We demand change. Sick of it. Now,
now think about this. What does he think the response is going to be to that? Right. Anybody who doesn't agree with you is going to say, man, fuck you.
Dopamine.
Like, dude, you got to know how to communicate with people in a way that gets your point across, but doesn't make them feel as if you're denigrating what they think in regards to anything. Like, it's not just, we're talking about all this social shit, but dude, I don't approach anybody with I don't feel the need to curse out people online. Because that is like that's like troll bait. You about to get trolled by everybody who doesn't like you, and half the people that do, it's nonsensical. And again, it comes back to the fact that LeBron is for everything, and LeBron has done good stuff. Like, he has done good stuff. Anybody in the chat,
hey, make sure the cameras are there for it too.
Anybody who's in the chat who doesn't like LeBron, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't like LeBron. But I can't deny that the dude has done good things for his hometown. And he has actually done things that, if you are a person who wants change, those are the kind of things you do. He built a school, an accredited school that is legitimately recognized by the district that it's in Akron, for kids to go to school and be educated. He started with education as the first move to try and improve people's lives. Now, that is different than what you're seeing here on Twitter, but sometimes people gotta recognize what's real, and at least understand that while he is on here talking kind of nonsense because he doesn't know how to articulate, his actions do show that this is a person who cares about his communities. And there's no denying that.
He also, you're right about his language, Uche. He should have a comma here. It should be "fuck this, man," but instead it says "fuck this, man."
Yeah, for sure.
It's very different. I didn't know LeBron was on the DL like that, but That's how it is, I guess. Thank you very much, John Matrix, for the super chat. He is getting roasted by a lot of people in there. But yeah, a lot of the blue check marks are helping boost him. Thomas Armento for $2. NFL playing Black National Anthem in week 1. Thoughts? I bet they'll stand for that one.
I mean, honestly,
I heard the Hodge twins talk about that. That was hilarious.
I don't know what
Their
song
response.
it is. I don't know because again, growing up, I wasn't necessarily I was kind of in between American side and my African side, because I go home, it's African side. Like my parents, we didn't watch, I didn't get to watch whatever I wanted on TV and just, and listen to I didn't listen to rap music unless my parents were gone. So, there was things that in my culture, you just, because of the foundations of respect that you're supposed to have for your parents and anybody who's an elder, I wasn't exposed to a lot of things in that regard until I was a little bit older. But the difference between the NFL and the NBA is certainly on the opposite side of this. It feels like, is that in the NFL, they're going to do this for 1 week, and then they're not going to do it again.
Nope.
Because they're going to give the players, and the players for the most part only want that acknowledgement with them doing. The NFL decide they're going to do that. Okay, cool. They're going to do it for the first week. Okay, cool. Nobody's going to ask them to do that all season. The players wouldn't want them to do it all season. That's going to just be, it's going to be too much. You're going to have 2, I guess, anthems being played. And, that's just going to create, that's not, acknowledging it and moving on. Exactly. It's going to be a point of issue the entire season and a distraction. And the one thing the NFL does not want is distractions, because that hurts. That hurts them when in regard to having players out there playing ball at a high level consistently. If guys are thinking about these things all the time, and guys are skipping practice or shutting down practice or not playing in games, they don't play that game. And people in the league who've been in the NFL know NFL does not fuck around. Yes, they're if they have to, they will open an ear like they did after earlier in the year with the whole George Floyd thing, and they'll show that, hey, we hear it, we'll react. But the NFL is not about to let the players just start running free and demanding things. Now, players can pressure. That's what our NFL Players Association is for.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think.
Hold on. We just hit 25,000 subs here on the channel. Thank you, everybody, for that. We do appreciate that.
Yes.
Ryan's latest video is doing really well. So
my video's coming up.
So yeah, and Uche's is coming up. Uche, if you need to bounce at any point to finish that up, man, feel free to do so. I just wanted you to hop in here, and because I'm honestly, we're gonna clip that of you and Jay when you went on your little rant, and then Jay had his. I think we're gonna clip that and put that on Sports Wars just as an isolated video, because that was some good stuff. I got to step away for a minute. I'm just going to go off camera, so I'll be right back.
No, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'll get the video out when I get it done. It won't take too long, but I'm
doing some hurricane prep probably.
Oh yeah, he's about to have to evacuate.
For anyone questioning, listen, Uche is going to get that video done. Email it to me. We'll get it up. But for anyone questioning whether Uche is a real Nigerian, I can tell you who he is, because his emails always go to my fucking spam. Because they think it's a fucking scam.
They think I'm a Nigerian prince.
Exactly. So I know.
Please send money to this account in order for me to get my 5 million USD. I need for you to send me 20,000 USD. No. 20,000 USD sent to this account, and we will send you back $40 million USD America.
Uche, can you talk to your cousin? Because I think he broke into my iPad last week. Someone from Nigeria tried to break in, hack in my.
Dude, you know what? I was fucking so proud, and it's weird that I was proud, but I was so proud when I was watching Rick and Morty, and they had the channel, or they had the episode. For anybody who watches Rick and Morty, where they had what were they called? The Igerians or something? They're the intergalactic scammers. And they created a simulation to try and trick Rick into giving them his secret for his portal gun. And Yeah, for some reason I was oddly proud. I'm like, they're talking about Nigerians, Nigerian scammers. Yeah, that's us.
Nice. Schnick says, he corrects me. It's Nigerian. Don't use the hard R, Ryan. Thank you, Schnick, for the reminder. I'll remember that next time.
Nigerian?
He's saying don't use the hard R.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for the super chats. I'm going to keep catching up with them. Edward Coleman says, life lesson. Proofread your super chat. Don't be an Edward Coleman. Hashtag dyslexia got me again. Well, thank you very much for your second super chat, Edward. Appreciate that, man. Russian Bob, Russian not like the country, but like running around, says, for $2.99, Uche is awesome. Mario Kart MVP. Odin's Eye for $5 says, American Dream. So these were coming when Uche was given that speech about, where his parents came from and his heritage. Excuse me. Common Sense America, $1.99. Mariners ain't playing their game now. That is right, Common Sense America. The Mariners fucking decided to protest as well. Backseat Sauce Man for $5. Sports Wars greater than ESPN. Well, we do really appreciate that. Unfortunately, it's not that high of a bar anymore for the fucking trash tier ESPN that's out there right now. But we really do appreciate that. Thank you. Dark Side Droids for $10. This one here, you might be able to give some insight on this, Jay. $10. Abolish public school and teachers unions. Privatize it all. Teachers would make more money and students would get a better education. Trade schools and apprenticeships should be recommended over four-year colleges. What do you think about that, Jay?
There's a lot of
moving parts.
There's a lot of issues with public school system. Yeah, like I said, the place that I worked at was it was basically a second chance school. So if kids that got kicked out of public school or were on like house arrest or things like that, they would go to this school, and while they served their time or whatever they did before they could go back into the public school. But it's a mess. I mean, it really is. It's a mess. Teachers have no power per se, I guess. Like, and there's a lot of mess going on with public schools. I agree. I mean, you just got to start with the little things, and where number one, the classrooms are too crowded. Number one, you can't have like one teacher for 30 students. That's ridiculous. And you can't expect.
Jay, how old are you? How old are you?
Oh, I'm old.
He ain't gonna tell you.
I'm old.
I mean, I'm 36. You older than me?
Yeah, I'm older than you.
Well,
yeah,
then you probably remember a time when public school was actually decent, when it was solid. Maybe not like super.
I don't know if it was decent, but like
it wasn't a fucking just shit show.
So
like
the issue is like we have schools. We have grade A schools that have a lot of money, that have all the latest technology, that have the teachers out, and then you have grade F schools that still run, that have nothing, no computers, no tablets, no nothing. And it just should be even across the board. Why do you have poor schools in poor neighborhoods? I never understood that. So it's just like
that's a great question. So it kind of goes back to, where does the money go that local governments get and state governments get from the federal government to invest in their education system?
I don't even know where to start, but yeah, it's just
the money ain't going it's not going to the places that need it. We know that. We've been knowing that. Yeah. So, like I said, man, it starts with education. And when you look at your country is only as good as the worst parts of your country. Your education system is only as good as the worst part of your education system. Doesn't matter how much we have. The people who don't have shit, that's what really represents more so than the people who do. It represents the community. They're the ones that's what the representation is. If we don't, if you don't start from the bottom and start helping the people, helping the bottom, and giving them more options to at least find trade work, if nothing else. Like, to me, I feel like that's a very important part of society, is people who are skilled in certain trades that don't necessarily require going to a 4-year college, going to a 2-year college. But those are the ones that hold up. That's the foundation of our society, and we're not doing shit to help it.
I agree.
Have you guys given any update on the Jacob Blake stuff?
No.
He had told investigators he had a knife in his possession.
Oh my! So he's reaching for a knife.
Well, no, he said he told them he has a knife. I've told police officers I got a gun in my car, and they just say, "Hey, you have a gun?" I say, "Yeah, I got a concealed license permit, and I got a gun in between my seat, right in between my seat in the console." So then they tell me, "All right, well, do me a favor, step out the car, and just point and tell me where the gun is." And I got out the car, and as soon as I got out the car, I looked back. There's 4 more squad cars pulling up.
I like
I'm
this.
like, whatever.
I like this comment right here. It was mostly a peaceful knife. But see,
I mean, man in the chat asking me what I feel about LeBron's comment. I don't. I know he's going to what does that mean?
Jay likes LeBron as a player.
I always said that his politics are a mess. I've always said that. I don't understand why.
But see, but that is kind of like that. And again,
he's a fair weather politics person.
Yeah, but I would say what I would say to that is like, I always get annoyed when people are like, "Hey, Jeremy, you're friends with so and so. What do you think when they said this?" I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like I don't fucking care. So it's kind of like what I always say about
him to do it.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's almost like I expect LeBron to say that because I know that's how he is.
Like, look, years ago, and I've hated LeBron for a long time. Okay, always respected him as a player, though.
LeBron a player. I'm like, I hate any team LeBron's on.
Always hated LeBron as a player, but I respected him as a player. But years ago, if you'll remember, back when Steph Curry won like back-to-back MVPs, and the sports media was just like, Steph Curry's the best player in the NBA. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This motherfucker ain't even on the same planet as LeBron. And I turned into like a LeBron almost like sympathizer because the media was like pushing this narrative that Steph Curry was better, that Steph. And I was like, Steph Curry is nowhere near LeBron, just like Aaron Rodgers is nowhere near Tom Brady. So this is nonsense to even compare these two. And I hated LeBron, but I pulled for LeBron, through all of that. Because am I starting another argument?
Let me read these super chats.
Aaron Rodgers is nowhere near Tom Brady. Never has been.
Let me read these super chats. Oh, Olivia Munn says Aaron Rodgers sucks in bed. Roman Hoax for 5 British pounds.
Oh my God.
Says there's no logic to the boycott. They already lost viewers due to BLM. They're only hurting themselves. Most Americans don't watch the NBA as it is. I think that's true that most Americans probably don't, but they're definitely pushing away a lot of the ones that do. They're definitely pushing away a lot of the ones that do. Valek Stradivarius for $10 says, Jeremy, Ryan, I am not the biggest sports fan, but you guys make it with your personalities and commentary. Keep it up. The channel is growing. The channel hit 25K on stream. So that's pretty awesome. Bewee for $5 says, I want to fight all these crybaby athletes in the NBA, especially James. Most punchable face on earth. Well, if you did, he'd probably flop. He'd probably flop. So maybe he'd be all right. He'd take a dive. The Greg for $2 says, daily reminder, fire Chip Kelly. That is all.
Chip Kelly's still in NFL. He's not in NFL still, is he?
No, he's UCLA. He's so irrelevant there. It's crazy how big time he was at Oregon, and then it just became irrelevant now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Michael Bae for $20 says, I've been betting on sports now for about 5 years and haven't watched a single sporting event this year except for Champions League and soccer because at least they don't kneel and love their country. Thank you very much for $20. But I think I was going to say I think a couple of them did kneel, but I don't. Was it for their national anthems or what? They just did it like unified to
the entire Premier League. I know did it. And I think the UEFA League did it as well.
Man, I can't stop bringing it up because I'm watching it right now and it's just a few hours west of me. But I really feel for everybody over in Louisiana and Texas. I mean, this thing is bad.
It grew massively quickly too. It grew.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's up to 150 miles an hour. That's 5 miles an hour away from being a Cat 5. The pressure, which is really bad. If the
Cat
pressure
5 is like the finger of God, man, going through the. I mean, it's bad. So
yeah, and I mean the pressure has continued to drop, and when the pressure is dropping, that tells you the storm is getting more powerful. It is going to be devastating, and I feel for everybody over there, man. I really do. So
maybe the NBA will cancel their games.
how close are?
No, Orlando's inland. It's not that close to the ocean.
No, but we always because these things like they're so weird. They could go and stop and like turn around and go the other way.
yeah.
Florida always has an eye open. Like anytime there's a hurricane anywhere, the whole state's just kind of like watching to see if it doesn't like spin around or whatever. It's
somebody in the chat is saying, where is it? Damn, I lost it. He said, "Take the red pill, Uche. Come to the light."
Wow.
Who don't take pills? I smoke blunts. Okay, I don't take pills. I don't take red pills. I don't take blue pills. I smoke green trees.
So if you ever tune into our Mario Kart stream and all you hear is yeah,
that's no pills.
Hyperdamus for $2 says, Ryan and Jeremy, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Appreciate the super chat and the support. This name? All right, I'm gonna try Rohith Silam Seti for 200 Indian rupees. Says, think about how it's going to impact our children and future generations. Their mindset is messed up and the whole community is disintegrated, and it's so sad, really. I think he's talking about all the protests right now, and as well as combined with education stuff. So thank you very much, Rohith, for the super chat. We appreciate that, man. Thank you. Martin Sanchez for $2. The left is done. Latinos for Trump, 100%. Thank you for the super chat, Martin. I guess we'll see. I'll tell you what, November can't come fucking quick enough, to be honest with you, because then a lot of this shit will stop. We are all caught up with super chats. I did want to let you guys know the Giants and Dodgers have also canceled their game.
God damn, these motherfuckers just fall in line on this? Like, dude.
Yes.
That's
exactly what it is.
See,
this
and that's
happened
where
last time. NBA canceled their season, and then the chips fell.
That was different.
I know, but I'm just saying it started.
Yeah. I mean, look, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what to say about MLB. I personally would not even, if I was the MLB, I would not really react to what the NBA was doing because it doesn't really concern them in that regard, just stopping the game. And I know damn sure what is it? It's Thursday night. It's Wednesday. That's like they thinking the NFL would stop a Thursday night game because of something like this. Hell the fuck no. NFL is like, we still play. We're going to play for them. We're going to play for them. So they know that we're with
play for them. Yeah, I mean, you remember when athletes used to play for people in honor of them? You know, now they're like, I'm taking the day off. I'm going to go jerk off.
I'm gonna go get a triple-double for Jacob Blake.
Yeah, not now.
I'm going to sit on my ass in the hotel. That'll show him.
I'm gonna go ride rides at Disney World. So speaking of that, Park Hopping, our theme park channel. You can go subscribe to that channel if you like. So
I don't know how much crossover we're gonna have, but yeah,
I don't think we're gonna have a lot.
No, look, and this is another thing, man. I'm seeing a lot of this shit in the chat. Just people generally talking about how left this, left that. Let me just hint people in. I'm not registered as a Democrat. I am registered as a libertarian. Officially. Why? Because honestly, Uche is part Republican, part liberal. My Republican side is my business side. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a number of different businesses. I don't want the government touching my money. I don't want the government overtaxing me. I don't want to be overregulated. On my social side, on my other side of my political land, for me personally, I am a very liberal, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I'm a liberal person in regards to people should be able to live their life however the fuck they want to. It doesn't matter to me whether you straight, gay, bi, trans, whatever the hell you want to call it, pronoun, plural, whatever, don't matter. Live your life. And as long as it isn't affecting the person next to you, then I have no problem with that. I don't expect anybody to live their life the way I say they should live it. So I'm not going to tell you to do anything that you don't want to do. But there still is a level of respect that everybody should have for everybody in my eyes. And if you can't respect somebody, but just because they don't think what you think, then you're going to be stagnant in where you are in your life for a lot of people who get mad and get aggressive when somebody says something that they don't agree with. Well, you know what? You be mad and you be aggressive, because I'm not that, and I'm flexible. If you give me details that make sense and justify me changing my perspective, I'll change my perspective. I don't have a problem changing what I believe in if there's a reason for me to change it. But don't tell me because I don't believe what you believe that, oh, I'm a lib or I'm a libetard. Man, fuck all that. Come tell me I'm a libetard to my face in person. You won't. So why sit here and do it online? I don't have a problem.
I called him one in person. I called him one. He ran
Me and
from
this
me.
motherfucker argued in the mall for an hour after they closed about shit, about all kinds of random
about stupid shit.
And then we got up and went into a restaurant and sat down and had
argued more.
And we argued some more. I had a drink, he had a soda, and we fucking just chilled out. And then we fucking, now here we are. We don't agree on things. We don't agree on political things, but we're still boys. You know what I mean? Like, we're still boys. Me and him went to my college. We went and watched a football game up in Purdue. We're still boys. So if you can't be boys with people just because they don't agree with your politics, then hey,
you got a lot of problems that we can help you with.
That we can help you with, So that's that.
All right. I just replied to some guy on Twitter, tagged me. He's like, I'm a big fan of Sports Wars, was on a live stream and didn't really care for you reading the super chat about BLM having Asperger's. Said, if you're a big fan of Sports Wars, you just followed me right before you did this tweet. Maybe you weren't that big of a fan. But if reading a super chat offends you, this might not be the channel for you. Speaking of super chats, let's get back to them. Because you guys are fucking absolutely rocking it right now. Boom, boom, boom. Let this load up. Fluffy Panda. Hello, Fluffy Panda. Says, $5. This woke crap has ruined sports for me. For first time not watching MLB, NBA, and not really wanting to watch NFL. NHL has been mostly SJW safe, but sad. I saw a couple people on the Vegas Knights kneeling, but for the most part, I haven't heard too much from the NHL. I'm also not super interested in the NHL, so maybe that's why I haven't heard it as well. But yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat, Fluffy Panda. The Greg for $5. MLB boycotting. Will the long black ribbon make a comeback? You talk about the one they did, the one they did in that the opening day where they all held on to a fucking tarp that was black. Some symbolism, maybe. I don't know. I know that the Mariners all sat there on the foul line and put their fists in the air. That's what I do know. Shit. Just pull my headphones out. Martin Sanchez for $5. They can't play because the sports players need the left and Satan to approve their hate of what's right and hate obedience. And God left is eating up everything. And then so
is that a run-on sentence?
That is where's your
right. So Martin Sanchez for $5. They can't play because the sports players need the left and Satan to approve their hate of what's right. They hate disobedience and God. Left is eating itself, probably, is eating itself alive. And then another $2 super chat. He said, everything you just said is what the Dems do to us. So thank you, Martin Sanchez, for your super chats.
Hating disobedience means you are in favor of being...
They hate obedience.
What?
They hate obedience. They like to be disobedient. Roman Hoax for £5 says, but the left is affecting our lives at this point. The left has become fascist. It's so obvious. BLM and Antifa, the left is clearly insane. Clearly. There you go. Well, thank you, Roman Hoax.
So
Thank you for
I
that,
agree.
Roman Hoax. I appreciate
But if you
that.
don't, that's fine. Again, we obviously have a lot of red pill takes here at Sports Wars, but that's not what the entire brand stands for. Each individual within the brand has their own opinions and their own takes, and much like Geeks and Gamers, the overall brand that we're part of, everybody that's basically the brand itself doesn't take a stand on anything. The individuals within it have a right to have whatever opinions that they want to have, whether that's what I believe or what I don't believe, or if you want to say LeBron James is the GOAT, as much as it might hurt me, Drunk 3PO said it. Trust me, there's some things that Uche says sometimes, and I'm just like, the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? But that's just, that's part of it. I had to deal with the Snyder Cut bullshit from two of these guys, so that's just
Hallelujah.
So we definitely have a lot of different opinions, and as we continue to grow and as we continue to build this brand, you're going to learn that there's a lot of different opinions here. So but I'm very strong in mine. Ryan's strong in his. Drunk is strong as his, and Uche's strong in his. And at the end of the day, I think that's what people really are looking for: strong opinions that are not part of an echo chamber.
Yeah, but we love each other at the end of the day, man.
Yeah,
yes,
like we're all people from different walks of life who get along, and we didn't all live the same life, so we don't believe necessarily in the same things. But generally, we do believe that we want to live a comfortable life. We want to be able to build for ourselves, and we just trying to make it like everybody else. I mean, I made it.
Well, we want Geeks and Gamers. Do want Geeks and Gamers to be on that Barstool Sports level, and that's what Uche obviously doesn't need Geeks and Gamers, but he saw potential in Geeks and Gamers, saw potential in the team and the brand and everything we got going on here. And that's why he came on board. Drunk 3PO, has dedicated all of his time, away from even his personal channel to help develop the theme park channel. And again, like I said, I doubt 95% of you fuckers are going to appreciate the theme park channel. So don't even worry about it, because earlier we were like, this one guy came in
like a pooping penguin.
This one guy came in the chat. He goes, "I can't believe he called someone a name," talking about me.
That guy might like park hopping.
And I was like, dude, yeah. I was like, you might like park hopping because we don't call names at park hopping, but this is Sports Wars, motherfucker. Okay. So it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, and again, just go to
It even entertains, right? It even entertains. This is such good conversation. It even entertains the people who keep saying they're going to leave or I'm boycotting this stream. And you come right back to fucking lick our taints, you fucking pussies. All right, Jeremy, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. But like I said, if you like what we're doing, the best thing you can do to support us is the website, geeksandgamers.com. Just being over there, being part of the discussions in the forums, that is all free. And like I said, to help us move forward financially, $10 a month premium content. And, we got a lot of good things working.
Absolutely.
Now, and just looking back at this chat, because it is so vile, I just love it.
Don't say toxic, you bitch. Don't call it vile.
I didn't say toxic. I said vile.
I know.
People are talking about, what about the riots? What about the riots? And look, that's a good point to make. I agree. What about the riots? But you know what? Funny.
That's good. That's good right there.
I don't recall any major protests that have gone on in American history, in world history, that didn't also come with that looting and rioting element. It's not that people, I was hoping that it didn't happen when all these protests started. But of course, it's part of it because there are people who are fucking assholes, who are opportunists, who are criminals, who will go out and pose as protesters so that they can go loot and destroy property. If you can't separate what a looter is from a protester, which it can be a gray area at times, then you're not really watching it for the protest. You're watching it to have something to cry about, because there will always be looting and rioting when you have major civil unrest, and you just don't see it happen. And it's just one side that it's just protest, and then that's it. You go across the world, you look at the United States, the origins of our own country are rooted in protest, rioting, and looting. The first person to die that actually started the American Revolution, the very first death, was a black man who died protesting the British. And it's true. You can look it up. It is easily verifiable. Died. This was the same time that they did the Boston Tea Party protest happened. They destroyed property to get the attention of the Great British Empire. They destroyed property. So how is this, something that you expect not to happen? There's no excuse for it, and it should, and nobody. It's not ideal. Nobody wants people's property to get burned, destroyed, all that shit. Nobody wants that. But that's the nature of.
But how is it helping?
It's not helping. I never
exactly.
Said
it is all. It needs to be stopped.
But how do you stop it?
How do you stop it? You fucking put the fucking military that clean that shit up.
They figured out how to stop rioting during protests, and anywhere in the world, they haven't figured out how to stop it. So how you think they're going to stop it?
Down by these Democratic ran cities. Please stand down.
It doesn't matter who runs the city, bro. They fucking they will go if people are going to mobilize. They're going to mobilize anywhere. Doesn't matter. So that's where I keep thinking, stop going to this Democrat Republican shit. Just look at it from
it's blue controlled areas.
Dude, that has very little to do.
No, it has a lot to do with
First
it.
Amendment of the United States Constitution say?
It has a lot to do with
the First Amendment of the United States Constitution say?
In reference to what?
The freedom of speech and the freedom to peaceably assemble anywhere in the country.
It's a peaceful protesting.
People do go there to peacefully protest. Now, what happens when people get there to peacefully protest?
You saying there's good people on both sides?
I'm saying that protesting and rioting are not the same.
That's the Trump
they never have been.
That's the Trump comment I was using. But the point is,
I think that there's people are in their minds are not seeing the difference, or not acknowledging that there is a difference between a protester and a rioter. Protesters, that is fully backed, 100% clad by the United States Constitution, regardless of how you feel about what they're saying or what they're protesting.
I don't think anybody's saying who has a problem with the people protesting. Who?
People are calling it just riots and looting, but that's only one portion of it. Stop looking at one portion.
It's the predominant.
Let's not talking about percentages again.
I mean, people are dying right now. People are being injured right now by people protesting.
That's what that is. Hey, man, look, I will be the first one to acknowledge that the shit is fucked up. But if you know history, if you understand history, this is what happens when you have.
I love how the chat like 45 minutes ago was like Uche, man, Uche, like Uche, fuck Uche.
Hey, they can call me a moron, but
that's just like me on Friday Night Tights. Whenever I say something unpopular, like, fuck that motherfucker. And then like an hour later, like, hell yeah, Jeremy the man.
Subbed.
Greg said, "Can I have my super chat?"
Okay, you got if you can't acknowledge one side of the coin because you're on the other side, then you're never gonna be able to have a full understanding. When there's major civil unrest in any organized civilization, going back to Rome, going back to Egypt, no, not Egypt, it was different, but going back to the Roman Empire, which is most comparable to today's America, when the people had unrest, it went from protesting to violence, and that has been a constant. That is the circle of civil unrest that has repeated itself around the world for as long as there has been civilized societies. It's just That's just how it is. We just try to minimize it, but that's how it is. And it's not good. I don't condone last thing I had businesses that were downtown in Atlanta. Last thing I would want was somebody to go burn my shit down. I would have 10 motherfuckers out there all strapped up, ready to blow everybody the fuck away.
All right. So speaking of that, Culture Casino gives a rainbow unicorn. Thank you very much for the super sticker, Culture. And then for $2 has tapped out on the Big Four Sports. They support crime. Thank you, Culture Casino. Martin Sanchez for $5, clarifying. He says, what I'm saying is players have to obey their orders. And evil. What about abortion that kills more minority than any cops? But that's not an agenda. Well,
game. We're not going to get into that.
We're not necessarily going to get into that. But listen, there's no
I'm
doubt.
still on the mic. I gotta light this. I gotta light this up.
But there's no doubt, right? There's no doubt that there are things that are killing, specifically Black people, at a much higher rate than police brutality. But you're right. That's not part of the agenda.
What is wrong with Uche's avatar? Why does his head look like that?
He drew it himself, I think.
Make it full screen. Make it full screen.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Uche, what happened? Did you
like,
draw that yourself for real?
That's my headshot from my fourth year, or no, my sixth year in the NFL.
Well, somebody drew it.
Yeah,
all right. Oh, just making sure. Make sure you weren't a fucking Gumby character fucking 10 years ago. The Greg for $5 says, this is appropriate. $5. Miss the days of the Patriots wrecking Uche's Jags. Josh McDaniels to UCLA 2021.
Son of a bitch.
There ain't nothing against him more work.
All right.
Dear God.
Cole of Centauri for $4.99. I'll have to bail for the convention soon, which is more fun than sports. How's the MLS dealing with all this? Listen, I talked about Major League Soccer a couple of days ago when they kneeled and their fans booed, right? They kneeled, their fans booed, and then the players said, fuck these fans, right? So that's how the MLS is handling this shit so far.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck that
Remember
kid.
when Jordan said, fuck those kids.
Martin Sanchez for $2 says, so killing people that protect their means is okay.
Nope.
Thank you, Martin. And then Martin again for $2. Even Republicans and Latinos know this bullshit. Thank you again, Martin. We appreciate all your super chats, buddy. Pat's in for an interesting year if the NFL actually happens. The Gilk Man for $5. Hail panel and chat. Thank you for all that you do. Voices are being heard. This is where the fun begins. Much love. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Thomas.
that, buddy. I'm glad you switched your name back.
Yeah, we all are.
The Gilk Man cometh.
Edmundado, Canadian $5. To quote Ben Shapiro, the night OJ killed his wife, he was actually mostly peaceful. That's a Ben Shapiro quote. My wife's a doctor. There you go. Thank you, Edmundado. The night OJ killed his wife, he was mostly peaceful. Roman Hoax for $5 Great British pounds. Lunacy from Uche. All the riots are in Democrat cities. Democrat mayors and government are standing down. Police. Dems literally refusing federal help. Crazy talk. And actually, I saw from Mamology that there was no body cam footage of the Jacob Blake. Now, this is just what I saw from Mamology. I haven't actually seen any other sources on that. But he said the reason that happened is because they voted to not fund the police. So they didn't have body cameras.
That doesn't make no sense. Body cameras have been a thing for like what, 5-6 years now?
Body cams increase police shootings because they feel more comfortable and knowing that they'll be justified.
What?
No, I'm not even fucking around.
Serious when you say that?
No, I'm being serious.
Damn, I mean,
Look
that's
at
going backwards.
Chewing
No,
gum,
this-
everybody. It Everybody keeps asking me what I'm eating. I'm chewing gum. Here, I'll take it out.
I mean, I totally actually understand that, though. You know, because
It makes the cop more comfortable that if he does something that's questionable.
But how would it be questionable if you're in a situation and the person is not complying and makes the situation escalates it, then the cop feels more confident if it's on camera. They feel more confident to go, you know, now the situation is going to be on record, so there won't be any question. So I understand the logic.
Well, I don't. Well, it's still a big hole in it because they do have protocol on deadly force. Deadly force is this is a ladder that you go up to.
It's like 10 fucking things. Yeah.
Deadly force is the last thing on the ladder, and you have to be able to visibly prove or articulate that each one of those steps along the way had been crossed with no ability to de-escalate. So you're telling me if somebody resists, that means that they're now at step 10 instead of being, and you started at step 1, and the fact that you resisted or appear to be questioning why you're going to be arrested and you're not cooperative. So now it's time for the gun to come out. You're going to be cooperative or you're going to get shot. That makes no sense. That's where training has to be. You know, in my opinion, training, there has to be a look at training. Anybody who doesn't think there needs to be a look at training with police is ignorant, because we all know you can be better at anything you do in life if you just give it a little bit more attention. And I feel like, you know, anybody who's had multiple interactions with the police or a single interaction with police, if you went through and looked at your interaction from a third person view and actually like went through their protocol with them to see if they did everything in the way they were supposed to do it when you were pulled over, I'm sure that you could find a questionable action by an officer in a decent amount of cases. Now, I'm not saying that means that the officer is a bad cop. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that polish up your craft and put more time into what you're doing, into your job, into the nuances of your police work and your techniques, and it's going to be better for everybody. I mean, that's just a baseline thing.
My question is how many police killings have we seen where the person was complying and they did everything the police did, yet the police still killed them? How many of those situations do we use? We don't have any of those.
There are some. Yes,
well, I'm saying where in the past. But 2 years, 3 years.
Well, the Philando Castile one.
Philando Castile.
That is one who very clearly he told the cop he had a gun. He told him to like get the gun, right? Or what did he say?
He asked him, "Let me see your ID."
Yes.
He said, "Hey, I just want to let you know I have a gun in the car," and he said, "Okay, that's fine. You know, just give me your ID." And then he
just reached in his pocket for the ID, and the cop said, "Stop!" and just shot him.
Yeah, right. And
that's one situation.
Yeah. And if that is the type of situation that we're talking about, that we are, you know, kneeling for, and you know what? Then if that continues to, yes, absolutely. But when you don't comply and you run and you escalate the situation, there's two parties involved there. Two parties, not one. Well, there's two parties involved.
I am 100% with you on the fact that if you don't comply with the police, and this is just me in my opinion, if you don't comply with the police, you're gonna at least get your ass kicked somehow. Like that's what I've always felt. Before I came to Atlanta, I'd never really had a bad interaction with a cop. I've been actually given leniency by cops on a couple things a few times, and I was like, that's cool, appreciate it. And I showed
it's subverted your expectations.
Yeah, like I was like, cool. And there were a couple of police officers that I knew at Purdue when I was in school who I was cool with them because they caught me with weed. They caught me with weed red-handed in Indiana, and they let me go.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems is for every horrific act that is broadcast all over social media about whatever we want to talk about, whether it's cops shooting or whatever, there's probably 100,000 amazing acts that never get reported, that never get seen, that never get shown. So there's never a balance within the media of terrible things that has happened and good things that has happened. There's just not a balance. So when you're constantly bombarded with, look how bad, look how terrible, look how awful, look at this, here it is again, and not balancing the good with it, I'm telling you, it affects people mindset when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, that's right. And that's also, to that point, like, the mob only likes negative press. Dude, I mean, look, let me tell you, I did a video on what I do a video on. I did a video on like training camp shit, like training camp story. That was, I mean, dude, this was like one of the greatest videos I ever did. I was like, I love this story and I love telling the story. Didn't appeal to barely shit. But when I started talking bad about Deshaun Jackson and how his anti-Semitic, nonsense needed to be called out by NFL players the same way that we would call out if somebody, white had said something about black people, that got fucking 23,000 views. So people don't even want to hear about the positive shit. They want to hear about the negative shit so they can go talk shit to somebody about it or go tell people online how they feel. People don't like positive shit in their daily interactions with the internet and media. Yes. So when they get positive stuff, ain't nobody blasting it out there. People ain't, why do we have this many people on this stream right now, this moment? Because of some negative shit.
Well, so speaking of negative shit, the Greg for $5. Daily reminder: Uche was 0-3 in his career versus the mighty Patriots.
Who is that fucker? Who is that? Who is it?
The Greg.
The Greg. The fucking bitch is more like it.
Look at Brad Johnson just said Purdue scandal upcoming. There you go. Who are those cops to let Uche go?
Hey, look at this one guy who says, you guys sound stupid as fuck. Wouldn't expect anything less from Trump supporters. Well, first of all, you spelled supporters wrong. And number two, Uche's not only that, but he copied and pasted it like over and over again. And Uche's not a Trump supporter, you dumb fuck. So who's the dumbass now? You little
I'm
bitch.
not a Trump supporter.
So
I do like a couple things he did.
I don't even know what drunk, and I don't know drunk. I don't know drunk's politics. I honestly don't even know Ryan's actual voting politics.
And I really don't even want to ask.
I'm scared. I'm scared Jeremy will kick me off the team if I actually tell him.
You know what it is.
So not because the way you think, Uche.
So the only person that's actually said that they support Trump here is me. So basically what you're doing is saying there's a panel here with one Trump supporter and I'm fucking crying in the comments. Out of 4 people, 1 has publicly said that they support Trump and you're crying like a bitch. They have a name for that. It's called TDS. You have TDS. Stupid fuck. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, hey. Do any of them care about us? Not really. So why are we really all bent up about who we like and who we support? They gonna be rich forever. They gonna be rich forever, all of them. We ain't getting none of that. So hey, I look at it from the standpoint of I'm gonna play the game they playing. I'm gonna try and get as rich as I fucking can. Fuck them. It's America. Why not?
Yeah. So back to what originally started this thing. Yeah, there's a lot of studies that show that police wearing cams actually it makes them feel more comfortable using force because they know that they can prove all that instead of it being a big deal, instead of it being national outrage because they have the proof. Like that's been shown since 2017, I think, when a lot of people started instituting them. But anyway, let me catch up on super chats.
I don't have no problem with that.
And then we do have to start wrapping up because we got shit to do. We got a fucking whole day got lost here.
Yeah, we got a stream tonight. Still, we got a Modern Warfare stream tonight on Twitch.
Oh yeah, we do. That's in like an hour or like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, I gotta go eat and shit. So again, we'll be on Twitch. Geeks and Gamers on Twitch. I did put that in the chat a couple times. If you guys want to go follow us over there, and go ahead, Ryan.
All right. $1.99 from JCBT. Why not have social workers ride along with the cops?
I would advise everybody in the chat just and hear me out. I'm not telling you to believe anything. I'm saying just go check out Camden, New Jersey. Camden, New Jersey had one of the highest crime rates in the country, dating back. This was early or mid 2000s. Highest crime rate in the country. They actually disbanded their entire police department. And when I say disband, I don't mean like they told the police to get the fuck out, blah, 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 blah. They officially, on paper, disbanded the department and restarted a new hiring process for the new police department. And in that, they made they kind of divided the police into police enforcement or law enforcement here, social upkeep here, and administrative here. So you had officers who actually lived in neighborhoods, walked in those neighborhoods. They had full authority to arrest, whatever. They didn't have weapons, but obviously your law enforcement officers are going to be within reach at a moment's notice to get there if they need to. Their crime rate since then has dropped to one of the lowest in the country. Their literacy rate has actually risen significantly. And it's, and I'm really just kind of giving you the main points, but there's tangible data that showed that not taking away law enforcement police officers, but evolving the police department into something that now delegates certain issues to certain parts of the department. It actually helped the officers. It took a lot off of the police officers' plate, because you call police officers for shit that really they're not supposed to be handling. It's not their job to come and help you get a cat out of a tree. It's not their job to go into
Uche, we just said we got to wrap this shit up. Hurry up.
Yeah, fuck.
God damn it, it gets so long.
Or you're not.
I'm just ready to go eat. I'm ready to go eat.
You end it. It's over.
All right, Martin. You keep fucking talking. Martin Sanchez for $2 says, "I'm at work. Sorry if I'm not making sense hiding." Well, thank you, Martin. We appreciate all the super chats, man. We do appreciate all those super chats. And let me make sure that nothing else is there. Got that.
Fucking
boom, boom, boom.
spam has been fucking crazy, dude.
It is. This has been fucking an insane stream, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Jay Drunk 3PO for being here. You got any last words, Jay?
No. Thanks for inviting me.
Uche,
Let's go.
Uche, you
video games.
Uche, I'll give you a paragraph.
The last one was dedicated to him. The last super chat dedicated to Uche.
The Greg daily reminder: Uche's Jags were outscored 89-43 versus the Pats while going 0-3.
Hey, fuck you.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Jeremy.
No, type in my fucking name that you see there at the bottom. Type it in. Go sub to my channel. Blah 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 blah. That's it.
That's it.
That's right.
No, yeah. I just want to thank all you guys for being here. This was a crazy stream, but a really great stream. So thank you for all of you. Everybody in the chat, whether you agree or disagree, as long as you're a normal, logical thinking person.
We were supposed to plug our channels? I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Been plugging your channel the whole night. Drunk 3PO, go subscribe to him.
Right.
Uche Waneri, the Observant Lineman, go subscribe to him. Ryan Kennel, RK Outpost, go subscribe to him. We will see you guys over on Twitch in about an hour and a half. We're going to be shooting some motherfuckers during Modern Warfare, and it's going to be badass.
I'll be playing
fucking video. All right. Thank you guys so much.